Okay. So that should take a minute or so. But it's... There we go. Cool. It should be showing. I think. Perhaps. There we go. Oh my god, Tuesday. Tuesday, you are not starting the stream like this. Hi everyone. Hi Matcha. Hi Egg. Hi AJ. Tuesday has decided to be a soft uwu bean. Kai, I hope you know, as soon as you started this, I just got done rickrolling Cade, but I was singing beautiful. Hello. Hi, Nana. Nana says hi to me and you, Salem.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Oh yeah, Salem, it's a dumb question, but do you have, like, the thing you open so you can see the chat and everything?
Do I what?
Do you have this YouTube video open, the stream open, so you can see the chat, so you can see people?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
I can see everything, so.
Yay!
Fun.
Checking, like, after we started.
I know. It's okay. My streams are always, like, super scuffed, so.
Yeah,
so...
feel that. And just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna, like, tumble headfirst into this, let's go.
That is the streaming experience.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Hey, everybody, how is our sound volumes and stuff? Is there anything that I need to adjust? Cynical Skin says, hello to both of you. I won't be able to stay on for the whole thing. I'm in the car and I get car sick. No worries, do not make yourself sick for this stream. That is perfectly fine. I hope you are in safe travels.
Glad you could stop by at all, Cynical.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. I'm excited to get to chat with you all and get to chat with Kai here.
Yeah, I'm really happy to have Salem here. It's been like a while that I've wanted to stream with you, and like I feel like at some point in the middle of last year we were like, yeah, we should do that, and we never did.
It's so easy for it to turn into just this like oh yeah, eventually.
Yeah, and then
sort of thing.
I'm so bad for that because it's like, yeah, I'd love for that to happen. Will I actively do what I need to do for that? Not because I don't want it to happen, but yeah, likely. Yes, hello. Hi, Kagaru. It's been ages. I hope you're doing well. Hi, Sadface. Hello, Rose Garden. Hello, Mini Ochako. Hello, Woony Bear.
Woony. Hello, Woony.
Father.
Hi, father, Salem grandparent.
Wow.
Call me out for being a boomer, I see.
Old man. Sorry. Old gremlin. There you go.
It's okay.
Old cryptid. You're cryptid. You're here and you're cryptid now. As if you weren't before. Elusive cryptid Salem. Some people are like, Slinkies, completely useless, but brings a smile to your face when you push them down a flight of... That's not nice. Although, agreed. Kai, in our eyes, you're just as old. I am not even 23 yet. Almost, but not yet.
No. Kai is Kai is youth.
I am youth.
Kai is youth. I am age.
Haha. Age and youth, the stream. It sounds like a really like weird indie like TV series. Age and youth. Like some indie hipster TV series. It's probably on YouTube or something. Or like displayed in like one of those movie viewings that like indie artists get to show their movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Age and youth. Welcome. I'm Age and I'm youth. We're both radical. And we both have neato beards and drink beverages. I don't know where this is going. Wait, Eli
After.
says, I'm pretty sure there's an American show called that? Excuse me? Kai, want frog? Always. Kaylee says that I am just time. For someone that has zero concept of time, I question the accuracy. Hi, Strawberry Moon. It is Strawberry Moon, right? Are those just like funky replacements for O's? Youth sounds like the name of a female YA protagonist. Oh. Let me see. Hello, Cade. I'm not sure if I've said hi to you yet, but hello, Cade. Paul is between
was
age.
wondering what we were. Bananarama was wondering what we were drinking. What have you got?
The beverages. I have like a little bit of Coke Zero at the bottom of a cup, and also water somewhere.
Water. I'm unfamiliar.
I'm trying to get into the habit of drinking more water, because like remember when I like hit my head and had to go to hospital? The main thing that they left me with was drink more water, please, God, drink more water.
Please, I'm begging you.
Yeah, just like, okay, so we've run some blood tests, we've taken this, that, and the other test. Your head should be fine. Drink more water. Oh my God, drink more water. And I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to drink more water.
I got into tea at some point last year, and I consider that close enough.
Honestly, it is. Like, as long as it's not like mega caffeinated, tea is actually pretty hydrating.
Yeah, that's what I've got too. I've got some rose tea.
Ooh,
I just got in the mail the other day. Actually, it's very good.
You fancy motherfucker! I love that for you.
I've been taking a hint from England as well, and got some biscuits. Biscuits.
Do you dunk them in your tea?
Yeah, it's very good. I can see why
I'm
it's
so proud. I'm so proud. Beautiful. Love that for you. Thank you for being proud of me, Toos. Asher says that he prefers his tea to dehydrate him. Tuesday meant to say that tea makes her tongue sad, but she ended up saying, yeah, makes my tongue sad. Oh no, terrible. Oh my God, good boy audios. Saw you were streaming and thought I'd say hi. Hi! What's up, buddy?
Hello, it's good to see you. Also, Ellis, hello. Just saw Ellis in the chat. Hope you're doing well,
oh my gosh.
too.
Hi, Ellis. What's up? Slummy audio. Thanks, Alice.
I have so many curse nicknames.
Yes. Oh, like, thanks for bringing that into my chat too. Oh no. Oh no. Eli said, Kai, Youth and Age is a poem. That honestly fits with the fact that I was thinking it would be like some indie hipster like movie or something. I mean, I'm curious. Let me look up this. Look up this. Is that English?
That's I would consider that English.
Yeah. Look this up. Look up this. Who knows? None of those words sound real anymore. I've said them too many times. I've already forgotten what I was meant to be looking at. What was I gonna look up? Oh, Age and Youth. Poem. Yes, but is age a person, and is youth a person? That is the important question. No. They're personified, but they're not people. Difference. Sad. Question, is your hair as fluffy as it looks? Yes. Oftentimes, yes, actually. The amount of times I'll just be, like, lying there and, like, playing with my hair and running my hand through my hair and stuff like that and, like, fluffing it up just because it feels really soft.
Your hair does look very fluffy.
It's really soft, actually.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, like, I know that you're not big on hugs, if I remember rightly.
You
Um,
are correct.
huh? Ah, yes.
I just say you are correct.
Yes. But you may touch the hair if you so wish. Maybe one day.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the offer.
Of course, it's up to you. I'm
That I am used to from previous professions. So
yes, the hair is and it's a go ahead zone is the top of my head, so anyone's welcome if I ever meet anyone.
also Barney, hello. Just saw you in the chat.
Oh,
Hope you're doing
hello.
well.
Hi, hi. Uh, 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 Asha says stimming via self-petting. Yeah, I feel like that. That's literally one of my stims, is just to do like a little whip through my hair. That's literally one of my stims. And sometimes I'll just kind of like run my hand around and like, my hair doesn't knot. It's actually not knotted. No, not knotted. It's not knotted since I was like 16 and I had like really long hair. But I've come very close to knotting my own hair by just how much I play with it sometimes. Oh, hi, Dawn. It's been ages since I've seen you in stream. How you doing? Hello, Danky. Me trying to read.
I know that's always the stream struggle is just like multitasking.
Yeah, just like need to be entertaining. Also need to do the reading. Ah! Solar says, first stream I've been able to catch in a while of yours, Kai. Hello to you both. Hello, Solar. Mushroom Billy says, hi, Kai. I myself have just got out of surgery. Oh, wow. I love your videos. I'm so happy right now. You laugh so hard, which hurts, but I can't help it. I make you laugh? I don't know. Sure. But I'm glad that the surgery, I'm sure, went well, since you're messaging now. I hope that you heal up very soon. I hope that you're all Gucci soon. And, well, congrats. Congrats on getting through that. Surgery is never easy.
Yeah. I hope you're doing well as well, Mushroom. Good luck with recovery and all of that.
Yes, definitely. Kat says someone yell at me to do my schoolwork. Do your schoolwork. It's important. Plus, you'd be much better off doing it now than have to deal with the stress of, like, needing to do it later or getting in trouble for not doing it later, because that sucks. Honestly, I would know. I never learnt my lesson. I do as I say, not as I do. Learn from my misfortune. I have no idea how, as a straight A student in school, I just kind of, I don't know, I paid attention in class, and I was, like, interactive in class, I guess. That's what helped. But when it came to, like, doing homework, I was like, eh.
Yeah, homework was, now that I've returned to school as an adult, is a much easier thing to convince myself to do.
Yeah.
But, like, as a teenager and everything, absolutely not.
Yeah, like, it's difficult when you're a teenager because you have so much other shit going on. Like, yes, when you're an adult, you have so much shit going on too, but it's different, you know? And, like, you're able to compartmentalize things a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it's, like, it's a lot of struggles, but it's different struggles. I think that's something that is not often communicated. So yeah, it's sort of like times where adulting difficult, but also it's different struggles which are easier to manage a lot of the time, because the smallest things feel like everything when you're a teenager. And as a teenager that was also dealing with like mental illnesses and stuff, having to do homework was like the last thing that I wanted to do on the planet. So it's a lot more difficult to sort of like see the why I should do it. I mean, that's like an ADHD thing anyway, of like, if I'm not enjoying this direct thing, it doesn't matter what the outcome is, I need to be enjoying it right now. And it takes a lot of push to get past that. So I feel that, but trust me, you would much rather just get it done now, and then not have to stress over it later. Once it's done, it's done. The rest of the time is yours.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
so yeah.
Like if you don't work on it before, you know, like when it's due and stuff, which I know can be difficult. It just sort of hangs over you.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like that background noise. It's like you're trying to scroll through like TikTok or something, and then you just like feel this breathing on the back of your neck, which is your homework asking you to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it
yeah.
silently. um, but Marcha says, Kai says things will tall when, half joking. Honestly, I'd love to travel, but I feel like it might be a little bit dangerous to travel with people knowing where I'd be, because unless I had like if unless I was like super duper established and like this mega famous person and had like a bunch of people that I could hire to basically make sure I don't get kidnapped or murdered, I feel like it'd be a little bit dangerous to do like traveling meetups. But I feel like I could do like somewhere a little bit closer to home, where people could like come do like a little meetup in like a public place or something like that, you know? But being in a country that I'm unfamiliar with, it sounds a little dangerous to meet people from the internets. But honestly, I'd love to meet up with people. Meet and greets sound pog. That would be so cool. That's actually a goal of mine, is to like do a little bit of a meet and greet. I know that a lot of people are like, no, never in a million years. But I'm just kind of like, I want to meet people.
Yeah, I think it would be a really cool idea just because, like the idea of like meeting people like at I don't know, like conventions and stuff is
Yeah.
a really cool idea. I personally prefer to remain anonymous, but I've kind of
Yeah.
like thought about like workarounds and stuff, like
Mm.
have you seen like the object head cosplays and
Ah,
everything where
yes,
people
yes. I love. They're
yeah,
so
yeah,
aesthetic to
and
me.
they're so cool. I've thought about possibly doing like something like that or
That'd
something
be
for
so
when
cool.
eventually.
Ah, that'd be
But
awesome. I want to high
uh
five you one day, dude.
yes, that's okay, that's the goal.
Yes, we got to high five one day.
Uh,
Just like I love having like different friends that I understand like different preferences for like meeting up like in person. Just like some friends I'll be sort of like, oh my god, I'm gonna give you the biggest hug, and some friends I'm like, I'm going to aggressively kiss you on the face, and then other friends it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you like a fist bump.
yeah.
Either way, I'm just excited about meeting people.
Mhm. I
Um,
know. I think there's going to be a lot of traveling when things are opened up and safe for that because I think a lot of people are,
yeah.
are ready for it.
Oh, definitely for sure. Like, um, my main group of friends, God, like when stuff opens up again, and I have my own place, like my own proper place that isn't like directly next to my parents. I just can't wait to have people over, like people that I'm really close with. You know, that'd be so cool.
Hmm.
Ugh, I'd love that. So, scratch scratch, almost dropped my headphones.
Oh,
Milk Woozy says, Kai, hello. Oh,
ah,
Becca. And Becca says, all right, well, it's past 3 a.m. I better head to bed. You all take care of yourselves. Kai, I love you so much. Salem, I love your videos. Take care and good night, everyone. Bye bye. Bye, Becca. Thank you so much for stopping
I
in. Mwah.
yeah. Thank you so much. It was nice to see you.
Love you, Becca. Take care. Sleep good. Have awesome dreams. Solus says, learning the way people show affection to their friends and loved ones is always an interesting experience, I'll say. Yeah, I mean, like, I obviously, my personal preferred mode of affection, I guess, my default is like very physical. Like, I'm very much like a huggy person. I remember a friend that like I just hang out at her house quite often, and I just kind of like lie down with my head on her lap as she was watching TV, and I was like scrolling through my phone. I just like being like physically like with people, you know. But then also I hate the idea of doing anything that could potentially make someone uncomfortable. So I always make sure that I 100% understand what someone's okay with first. Um, and I am if they're comfortable and happy, I am more than happy. Also, thank you, Charlotte. Thank you for the $2. You baller. But wait. Eli says, we never got answers. I want to start a debate here. About what? Huh?
Let me see if I wonder if I can
Oh, wait, I
pull
think
up what
he
I can find.
said, Kai, I need your help, please. How do the Barbies from Barbie movies eat food if the food is just as plastic as them? With
Cursed
poetic
question.
license. Poetic license.
Uh,
Two says, I adore just casual friend hand holding. Yes, please. Tuesday, cuddle pile when. I remember one time I was like at a house party and everyone had basically conked out. And my friend had fallen asleep kind of like lying horizontally across like three of us, and I was like right in the middle. And she was like so like skinny looking, but she was very tall. And I was also like quite underweight at the time and also very short. So her like most of her body weight being centralized across my tummy, I was like, I'm gonna die here. I can't breathe, but I don't want to wake her up.
oh no.
So that was like cursed. I'm going to die cuddle pile. But generally speaking, I quite like a good cuddle.
Like I think the idea of it is very cute and stuff, and I love like the ASMR videos and stuff about
Yeah.
like
It's like
the
the
idea
idea of something
of
is it can be
of
nice, but like the practicality of something is like
yeah. I'm more of a quality time sort of person myself.
Yeah, I
Like
like that. Like
the
I like people that I can like
just
exist around. Like I can just talk to them or I could just be in the same space as them, but nothing's really expected from either person.
yeah. I think that's really nice when you can find people that you can just sort of just exist around, just sort of be around each other without
Yeah.
necessarily to, like entertain each other, that kind of
Yes,
thing.
I love that so much. Yes, I love that so much. Because it's like that's also why I really liked going around my friend's house because like my other friends that were kind of like in the same friendship group, because I'd walk to their houses because we live in pretty much the same area. Um, like there was that one friend that I knew was okay, and actually liked the sort of like physical affection. Like I would just like grab her and like kiss her on the cheek like really hard, like you know the obnoxious kind of mwah, like on her cheek. um but yeah, like the other friends didn't like say that they didn't like physical affection, but also they never initiated it. I didn't want to sort of like initiate it. I like to play it safe, you know. I never assume. I just kind of like
Yeah.
it's better safe than sorry. It's better to like never assume and accidentally like cross a boundary or something.
Yeah, for sure. It's always good to just make sure you know what people's boundaries are and stuff, and you know respect that those can like change from day to day and everything too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Maple says, also before I forget, Salem, your voice makes me much happy chemical.
Well, thank you so much. I'm happy to hear that.
um, yes, very true. Emery ASMR says, consent is poggers. Consent is very
Poggers
poggers.
indeed.
Uh, uh,
Can I just say, literally, anytime I say like poggers, it just makes me feel like that much more like I am that much closer to returning to dust. Like I feel like the hello fellow kids like meme just incarnate.
I love that.
Like 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 I mentioned to you earlier, I've been on Twitch more often lately, and like the whole like it's a very common word on Twitch and everything, and you know
Yeah,
all the like PogChamp and stuff, and I'm like
yeah.
every time like I hear somebody say it, or like if I like try and say it jokingly or whatever, I'm like, ah yes,
Hello,
I am
fellow
returning,
kids.
I am returning to the earth. The mushrooms shall have me soon.
Honestly, the dream. Can I just like become one with the dirt and the mushrooms? Have have the little forest plants grow from my sustenance of my rotting corpse. I don't know. Just like the dream. Wait. Oh yeah, that was what I wanted to reply to. Um, time for my dyslexia to kick it up a notch. Amacovery? 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 I don't know. My friend keeps misgendering, but I can't bring myself to correct them because we're very close friends and I would feel bad. Honestly, I've been in that situation before, but I feel like not saying something is a lot worse in the long run. Because, like, it's not exactly something that you can hide forever, nor is it something that you should hide forever. Like, you should not even want to, nor should you need to. And if they are close friends with you and they love you and respect you, if they're a good friend, then they will be more than happy to, like, adjust for you. Um, Honestly, if I was unknowingly misgendering a friend and they never corrected me because they didn't want me to feel bad or something, I would feel so awful the day that I eventually found out, like, way later down the line. It's a lot better to say something sooner rather than later. Of course, whenever you feel safe, whenever you feel ready, never push yourself out of your own boundaries. But if it's for the sake of, oh, well, I don't want them to feel bad, it's better sooner rather than later, you know?
Yeah, you literally said like everything that was coming to my brain as well. Like if there's somebody who loves you and is a good friend of yours and stuff, like they will want to make you more comfortable. They will want to respect those parts of you and everything. So but exactly what you said, like um just kind of think about it from your own perspective. Let's say like if you found out from them that you had unknowingly been misgendering them, like because they hadn't told you. Of course you'd want them to have told you sooner.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, I'm so sorry. Why didn't you say so sooner? Like that kind of dealio.
Yeah. So I think Kai, you're 100% spot on.
Thank you. I try my best. Also, I didn't even see this until just now. I was scrolling up. Thank you, Sean Gray, for the donation. $1.29. Hell yeah, let's go! I'm balling right now. My brain went blank. Sorry.
No worries.
Um,
It's Bananarama was just calling me out for only liking sugary tea. Bold of you to assume that's changed.
Honestly, it's like a different drink, you know? Like, both are good, I think, in my opinion. I don't shame sugary teas.
I need equal amounts of sugar and tea to make it palatable.
See, like one of those people where, like, you'll be putting in spoon, 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 and as you are, you just see the level of the tea slowly rising.
Yeah. I swear there's some like movie clip or something where it's like somebody is just like pouring sugar like into their coffee
Oh
or something,
god,
and
what
it just
is
starts
that
like
from?
spilling out of their.
What is that from? Because I know that too. I can see it in my head.
Gosh, I gotta look that up, otherwise it's gonna bother me.
Please.
It's
Whilst you do that, Milk asks if I took my meds. I actually didn't today purely because I've been like rationing them out over the past like week or so, purely because I was running out, have the money to pay for them. But I did kind of like sheepishly ask someone like that I'm close to, not just a random person, just like, hey, do you have any funds? I'm short for my meds. Can please, sorry. And he was like, here you go. Please take care of yourself. So the pharmacy was closed today. I will get them tomorrow. But I'm doing Gucci. Any luck, Salem?
no, unfortunately not.
God damn.
I think it's like too vague an idea. I can't find.
Yeah, like who would specifically put sort of like anything to do with that scene of like an entire movie or like a TV show or something?
Yeah. Oh, actually, I think Phoenix, I think might have got it. Wasn't it? They said wasn't it Elf? I think it was.
Was it Elf? Nah, because like I do know that like I know there was a scene with the pouring the whiskey into the coffee. Uh, I know that there was a scene where he like mixed all the sugary stuff in with the spaghetti, but I don't think that was any of the scenes. I
Gotcha.
watch Elf like every year religiously,
Uh,
so I don't think
Very
so.
long time since I've seen it, so I
uh,
will. Oh gosh, English.
I felt.
I give in to your expertise. I can't remember the right word, but
I trust your judgment, something
ac
like that.
acquiesce. Acquiesce
Ah,
is the word.
yes. Ooh, look at you.
I acquiesce to your better judgment.
Damn, who did the royalty audio? You or me?
Bold assumption that I still make audios.
Ooh, felt.
Jeez.
I should add a sometimes onto the end of my channel name. Kai says things sometimes.
Your channel name is so perfect for that too.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
And then just add like a Salem does audios sometimes when they feel like it. When they're not doing like a shit ton of other work.
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
Let me see. Emeth says, I've got caution tape in my room now? For why? Did something happen or is it a fashion statement? I wouldn't judge either way. Well, I apologize, by the way, to anyone like on the stream or anything, for it says that there's a chance that it may buffer a little bit. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. What video?
Yeah, I never I've gotten that before too. It's always a bit YouTube is funky. YouTube's funky.
It be like that. Oh, wait. Sean Grace says, I'll try to be back in a few if I'm not able to make it back. Remember, you're all wonderful and amazing. Everyone stay safe and know that you're loved. Bye. Hopefully for now. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Take
Sean.
care of yourself.
For stopping by.
I apologize for my little bloop of silence. I had to silently burp for a hot second.
No worries. No worries.
Maple says, Kai, please move to Twitch. Sob. Twitch scares me. I will try. I feel very like, yeah, it scares me.
I totally get that. The streaming experience on there is actually pretty nice. I'm always happy to help you if you ever do want to try it out or anything.
Please.
But yeah, by all means, hit me up because I've been streaming more often on there. So
Okie dokie.
I am happy to help you if you ever want to give it a shot.
Thank you so much. I will probably be sort of like, honestly, depending on how hyperactive I maintain my energy, like after this stream, or anything like that, it may be tonight, and I'll be sort of like, you don't have to answer this right now, but I need to ask you right now because I'll forget otherwise. Or it'll be at some point either tomorrow, and if it's not tomorrow, expect to hear from me sometime in the next few months.
But yeah, I feel that is basically the timeline of how things work. I'm like, I'll either get back to you immediately or next year.
Yeah, I feel like that's essentially our dynamic, and it's perfect with the fact that we both understand that so well, because like we can not talk for like a year and then come back just like, hey, what's up, my guy?
Yeah. It's very nice having friends that understand that sometimes you just got to be a cryptid for a while.
Oh, I am a cryptid all the while. But like, I don't know, I'm one of those people that's kind of like, I love doing new things. I love trying out new things. I'm pretty adventurous, generally speaking. but then like if it comes to like shifting something that I'm quite used to and don't really have that much of an issue with, I'm just kind of like, wait, no, like it even took me a little while to it really took me a little while to shift from an iPhone to like um what is it? A thingy phone. What's it called?
Android.
Android. There we go.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, it's not a Samsung. What is it? It's not a BlackBerry. Do people even still have Blackberries? Am I old? Never mind.
I every once in a while I hear the name pop up, like somebody saying
People still
something
have
about them, and
Blackberries?
I'm like, those still exist?
Yeah, I remember kids in my school having like Blackberries. I had a flip phone though. But I miss keychains on phones.
Oh, I know that little slot they always used to have. I miss those
Yeah,
too.
like, and it wasn't even in the case. Like, it was just like such a thing to be like
Yeah,
part of the phone. I miss that.
I
Um,
know. I do miss those too.
oh well. But yeah, it took me forever to shift like my mental space from my iPhone to a what was it called again? Android.
Android?
Thank you.
No way.
There we go. Yeah, it took me forever just because it's like I was used to the layout of the iPhone, even though it was driving me crazy because it was a nightmare to work with, as I told you about like when we were calling earlier. It just started to completely deteriorate towards the end of its life. Um, I was still really reluctant to do anything differently. Uh, so it took me like a good few months to get used to my phone that I have currently, and now it feels really weird using anyone's iPhone.
Yeah, I think the whole thing that's always gotten me with iPhones and Androids and stuff, like I personally I love to tinker with everything. I can't leave well enough alone.
Yeah, fair.
So like, and Androids are very good about letting you do that,
That's
whereas
true.
iPhones are sort of like set up in a way that it's like you really can't change a whole lot if you don't want something if you don't want to tinker, if you want something that's just like ready to go, you don't have to mess with it. It's not going to give you enough options to like mess anything up. Then
Yeah,
iPhones are a good way to go. But so
yeah,
I can, as much as I am like an Android, like Windows type of person, like I can see the appeal,
yeah,
especially if you have like all Apple stuff. The ecosystem is
yeah, definitely.
um,
Like, I
everything works together well.
yeah, like I definitely grew up in like an Apple product family. Um, not sponsored. I definitely grew up in like a an Apple product family because my mum's partner, Nick, he's always been into like the whole techie world, and he also worked for Apple for a period of time. He really loved like Apple products growing up. I had one of those. Do you remember those like cube Macintosh boxes computers where like it had like the bubble screen and like the back
Yeah.
was kind of like it down into like a pointed curve.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I totally
and
remember that.
I had the turquoise one.
When they were Macintoshes.
Yes. Notice I didn't even say Mac. I was like, it was a Macintosh. Thank you very
Yeah,
much. um,
it's a significant difference.
yes, I had one of those when I was like 7, 7 or 8. Yeah, I had one of those. So yeah, I've basically always grown up with like Apple products, and as I told you again, like when we were calling before stream, I had I had an iPod. I had an iPod Shuffle actually, and when they came out, I had an iPod, like the original iPod. Sorry, my mum had the iPod Shuffle. I had the iPod, and then I got like the iPod Touch, and then eventually I had like a flip phone for a while, and then eventually I got like the iPhone. So I've grown up with Apple products. So the shift, like last Easter, I say last Easter specifically because I got my current phone as a gift on Easter. Um, I it took me forever to adjust to it because I was like, No, it's different. Everything's like
Yeah,
different.
buttons are, yeah, it's a very different navigation.
There's honestly still some things that I still have not figured out on this phone just because I'm too scared to mess with anything. I'm like, okay, I changed a setting, but like it didn't do anything, so I have no idea what I might have actually done. Therefore, I'm never going to touch anything again. But, oh well. Matcha says, "Holy fuck, Kai is confirmed an iPad kid. Good fucking night." Actually, a little bit different because like iPods were like very new at the time, so like my iPod Touch was mostly just kind of like I take pictures with it sometimes. I play occasional games on it. It mostly just sits on my nightstand as I go play outside, like I used to do when I was a child. I went outside and did things because like times have changed. I remember my mum, like, she told me this story when I was like a little bit older. She references it every now and then, just like kids that she just did not know that honestly sometimes were like way older than me would like come to the door just like, "Hey, is Kai here? Can he come play?" And my mum's like, "No, you 12-year-old. The 8-year-old is upstairs. Go away." And my mum would be again sort of like, "Now, remember, what did I tell you about talking to people that are a little bit older than you?" And I'd be like, "Okay." And then I'd go and talk to strangers yet again.
Oh,
I was like a very overly friendly child. I was very much the comes up to you, grabs your hand, says, "We're playing now, we're friends now," and then runs off with you kind of kid. Like, I remember, like, being a kid and, like, most kids, apparently, I found out, are pretty, like, awkwardly quiet. I was very much a city kid. I very much have, like, city kid energy in my soul, even though I love cottagecore and stuff. I don't know, that's maybe why I'm such a paradox and have way too many different vibes and aesthetics going on. But I would like go to Play Kingdoms, and then I'd like run up to a kid that I saw by themselves, or like even a small group of kids. I'd be like, "Hey, do you want to play? We're friends now," and like grab their hand and like play with them and say, "Hey, let's go up here." And like they'd be like, but then like by the end of the time there, the kid would like run down to my mum with me, and like we'd both be laughing. I will have made a new friend or several. Like, I've always been that kind of person that just kind of talks to people.
See, I was very much the opposite as a kid. I was like one of those kids that would like I think the best way of describing it is like my parents would basically tell me to go outside and play because I would be sitting in my room reading all day.
Yeah.
And so I would take a book outside and I would go find a shady spot to sit and then I would just go read outside.
Oh, that's so cute. I would have absolutely adored you as a kid, and I would have honestly, I was pretty good for like, as much as I was very like extroverted as a kid, I also did respect people's boundaries. Like I had a friend that every lunch break would sit outside and knit. And he got made fun of quite a lot, but I was like, no, he's a really cool person, and I used to like sometimes just sit there and play on my Game Boy, like sat next to him, like quietly, like doing my own thing, but just being pretty content to be sat next to him. When I was like a very little kid, I was still in primary school, or like elementary school, as I guess Americans will call it. But yeah, I would have honestly just been that kid to like every now and then I'd run up to like, "Hey, look at this bug that I found. Hey, look, I made friends with a slug," and then like run again. I was very much that kid too.
I saw somebody Matcha Bunk in chat said, "Why is Kai such a dog boy, please?"
That sucks because I was literally about to say that I'd like oh no, did my stream cut off? Oh, there it is. I was gonna say that sucks because like I was literally about to say the amount of times that like I found a really cool stick and I've just run up to my friends like, "Yo, look at this stick!"
Oh my god!
Like even up until like adulthood, the last time I did that was literally the last time I went to the castle with my friends, like literally right before COVID happened.
Matcha too on point with identifying the vibes.
Here I was thinking I was a cat boy, alas. I will just like excitedly run up to people, just like, hey, look at what I found. Okay, bye. Hey, do you want to do this thing? No? Okay, bye. Hey, how about now? Okay, bye.
Uh,
Anyway. Beep, 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 beep.
yeah, so Silver also saying Kai has puppy vibes.
Oh my god.
Chat is pretty unanimous in their opinion, it seems.
I'm taking this incredibly personally. I feel attacked. I feel insulted. I feel bamboozled. I feel flabbergasted. What was it? Two says, I loved reading and alone time as a kid, but oh boy, was roughhousing with the other neighborhood kids fun. I loved roughhousing! I still kind of love roughhousing, honestly. The joys of being a theater kid amongst other theater kids is that you're all pretty, like, physical and therefore can just kind of house like in between when you're needed for different scenes. Like
Oh my god.
if you're like rehearsing. You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm just adjusting in my squeaky chair.
Ah, I see. Squeaky chair buddies. I
But yeah, with the whole drama kid thing, I was actually joking with somebody the other day. Obviously this isn't always true, but we were just sort of joking that anybody who is in the like LGBTQ community, like introvert flavored people,
yes.
go to they're the art kids, and then the extrovert flavored kids in that community are drama kids.
Yes.
And I was very much like an art kid back in high school and everything, but I would
there we go. Reconnection successful. Let's wait for the stream to catch up. Still doing a little buffery thing.
Yeah, I'm seeing a couple people mentioning that.
Yeah, sad. At least I noticed instead of like just carrying on. Ah, there we go. I think that should be all right. Is it Gucci? Are y'all hearing and stuff? It does take a few seconds to get feedback.
Yeah, there we go. It looks like
okay,
it's,
cool.
Looks like it's not buffering on my end at least anymore.
Okay, cool. What was I gonna say? Hi, Riven. But yeah, it's like theater kids are very loud. I can say that as a theater kid that has been amongst other theater kids. You really need to evolve to have more social skills if you are too much of a theater kid. Like, I can say that as someone that like has been around too many theater kids that meant well but didn't really understand boundaries. I say that with so much love. Like, they were great people, but they did unknowingly make so many people kind of uncomfortable, and I'd have to like kind of like tell them sort of like, hey, tone it down just a little bit. They don't quite match your energy. Try and evolve to their energy, maybe. It's the joys of being an ambivert. Is I can be an introvert extrovert translator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that. Like my school was obviously I can only speak for the experience at my school, but the drama kids seemed to be, it was a very insular group, and so sort of like they were all just used to hanging out around each other, and they were all very like rambunctious, like energetic, like no boundaries sort of people.
Yeah.
So I think like it's just sort of like when you're in a community like that, you just get used to everybody interacting that sort of way, and it's hard to readjust to not being around people like that all the time, you know?
Yeah, like I don't know, I consider myself quite the social butterfly, both now and when I was in school, because I was pretty much someone that could adjust my energy to fit in with different people. Like, I was always very authentic to myself and who I was as a person, but obviously you're gonna behave a little differently around someone that's maybe a little bit more shy, a little bit more anxious, a little bit nervous, and someone that's a lot more loud. You're gonna behave a little bit more differently if someone's a bit of an abrasive personality, or if someone's a very, like, generally gentle and soft person. You're gonna adjust how you behave to kind of like be respectful of their energy that you are entering into the
Yeah.
space of. Um,
Yeah. Sure.
so I, by default, am generally pretty chill, but also pretty loud. Um, but I understand that not everyone wants that volume. um, so whilst I do struggle, like I've ever since I was a little kid, I've had an issue of like, if I'm actively sort of like, trying to calm down my voice, trying to be a bit more calm and collected and calm my energy. As time goes on, I will eventually start getting louder and louder, and then I'll start speaking really fast, and then I'll start speaking really loudly, and then I have to like get a little nudge, a little reminder, just like, hey, Kai, shh, and I'll be like, oh, sorry, my bad. There's actually been an issue since I was a kid, but like that does actually remind me. Kai goes on yet another ADHD tangent, and that reminds me of when I was a little kid. I had to be like no older than 7. I was like 6, 7. I was at this like fancy restaurant with family, and there was like a few kids that like running around the fancy restaurant being really loud, and I was just sat at the table talking with my family, and I kept on accidentally getting a bit too loud, and my mum would have to remind me to be a bit more quiet. And there was like this older guy, like he had to be like in his late 60s, sat like a couple of tables across from us. And like right before he left, like he paid his bill, got up, and as he was about to leave, he came over to me and handed me a £2 coin and said, "This is because you've been so well behaved." And then he left, and that still stuck with
Oh,
me.
that's so
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah. I had to be about like 6, and I still remember that because it was just so lovely. That's just like a little random tangent that I just remembered.
Sweet though.
Yeah. Um, Someone said that they're interested in theater, but they have a stutter. Did you know that I used to have a stutter? It does come back if I get really anxious or if someone's yelling at me. It gets really, really bad. Or if I get like really upset. And it's funny because it's awful. Stuttering triggers more stuttering for me. So if I accidentally stutter a little bit, I panic about the fact that I stuttered, and then I'll start stuttering to the point where I just can't speak, and I have to like have a few moments of just being completely quiet and controlling my breathing, and then trying again to speak like really slowly. It's not easy to get over. Um, but it is something that you can work on. Like you can take up like voice training, like vocal training. I also used to have a lisp. I used to have a lisp until I was about 12. And I got really made fun of for it. But even by the teachers in one of the schools, but that was a really bad school. I, I actually really worked on it. I worked on it every possible chance I could get. Starting from like age 10, is when I started to become really like self-conscious about it. It is something that you can work on. Like it's not easy. It's really not easy. And as I said, it does come back sometimes. My lisp only comes back when I'm like really exhausted and not focusing and just kind of being a bit lazy. But the stutter does come back sometimes due to like anxious reasons or anything like that. It's honestly not game over if you have any sort of like speech impediment or anything like that. There's always something that you can do to like, build yourself up. So yeah. It's definitely, you can still pursue performing arts if you would like to.
Yeah. I totally agree with that because I never had a stutter personally, but to put it simply, my brain and my mouth tend to work at very different speeds.
Oh, I feel that, especially when I try to read out loud.
Yeah, and my brain tends to have multiple pathways it's going down at any given moment, and so sorting out which words I want from which pathway can be a
Yes.
bit
You'll say like
difficult.
the first half of a sentence and then the other half of a different sentence, and it will either not make sense or it will make sense but not in the way that you wanted it to, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you even like splice words together and just
Yeah,
I feel
and
that.
so I used to have a big issue with stuttering and saying it wasn't so much of like a traditional stutter, but I would
Mm.
say like every few words.
Oh,
It
I'm so
was
bad for that.
very difficult
I used to be a lot worse.
to the point. Yeah.
Mm.
It was like an actual issue
Yeah.
for me. And it still kind of pops up a little bit here and there.
Mm.
Like it would take me a very long time to get any single sentence out. So
Yeah.
it's sort of something you just work on over time, and so I know it's something that can be done. Like if you
Mm.
need support with figuring out like how to get help with it and stuff, then there's no problem with looking for help or asking or trying to figure out.
Mm.
Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Like, there's always going to be someone out there to help you with what you need help with. Like, if it's something that you struggle with, someone else struggles with it too, there is someone there to help you. Obviously, there's not always like the easy pathway to get to where you need to get to in order to get that help. But it's definitely something that can be done. Like, now isn't forever. At some point, you will be able to get into a position where you can get that help that you need. Like, anything that you struggle with is a hurdle that you can have the chance to overcome. Like, obviously, there are some things um, that won't like go away or be quote unquote fixed per se. Um, but life doesn't end because of it. My mum got in a car accident when she was 16. Her insane stepdad was driving, and it wasn't an accident necessarily, but my mum's spinal cord snapped in half. She can't walk. She is disabled from the waist down. Um, but from the waist up, perfectly fine, perfectly everything, yeah. Um, but just because she can't walk again, um, doesn't mean that her life has ended. Just because she's in a wheelchair doesn't mean life stops. Like, there are some things that she can't do, but if she really wanted to do something, like, there are people in wheelchairs that do like rock climbing. There's wheelchair basketball. There's the Paralympics. There are opportunities, definitely. My little brother, who's 11, was born 3.5 months early, has cerebral palsy, which makes it difficult for him to use his right side. But he still loves sports. He loves running. He loves playing the piano. It's an extra hurdle, but if you're really determined to do something, you can. If you set yourself to it, if you receive help, like, obviously, my little brother has needed physiotherapy, um, but he's still determined enough to use that physiotherapy, to use that extra help that he gets to overcome the things that he wants to become. Um, so there's always options for you. Nothing is ever decided just because something has become a hurdle for you. You know?
yeah. You got this. You guys got this. Whatever you want to do, I believe in you.
Hell yeah, so do I. I used to be so ridiculously socially anxious. I still have anxiety, like the disorder, but I've actually gotten so much better with my social anxiety. Was like it was so bad that I could not stand at the front of a small classroom filled with like my friends and read off of a piece of paper. I would shake so badly, like my voice would be doing this as I was trying to read, and like my face would go bright red. I'd be like shaking so badly. I just couldn't do it. And then I'd sit down and burst into tears because of the attention that had built up. Um, Weirdly enough, it took basically a leap of faith to be able to just completely get over it. I know it's never that easy, but for me, it was like, okay, I have terrible social anxiety, but I really love the performing arts. I love acting. I love performing. I love dancing. I love singing. Um, and when I was 14, I think 14, I was in a thing called theatre train, which is like for people ages I think 11 to 17, and I got a speaking role, a solo speaking role in the Royal Albert Hall, which is like a really like big theatre space in London. It was packed, which meant that there was like almost 10,000 people there. And I
Oh
had
my gosh.
yeah, and I had a solo speaking part on stage to basically introduce the show. Um, and that because I really wanted to do it. I really, really wanted to do it. So I really shoved myself to sign up to audition for the part. I got the part, and I was like, "Wow, this is real. This is gonna happen." And I did it, and I got such like an adrenaline buzz after I did it. I was like, "Now I want to go out there and do it again. I want to perform. I want to do a solo." Things like that. Because I've always had like a passion for the what the fuck? I heard a noise come from the opposite side of my room to the rats. Okay. Anyway, I I've always had like a passion for performance ever since I was like a tiny child. But getting over that social anxiety, getting over that performance anxiety opened up so much for me. So sometimes you do need to give yourself like a shove. You know, find something that is worth giving yourself that shove for. Because I was not going to get over my social anxiety for the sake of reading out essays in front of a classroom. Because that's not something that my heart was passionate about.
Yeah, I mean, when you don't have any drive.
Yeah,
for
drive.
that.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Like, my little brother loves playing video games, and he loves playing piano. He would not have the drive to use his right hand, if it weren't for things that required him to use his right hand. So yeah, he could go through all the physical therapy in the world, but you need to find something that you can encourage yourself with, something that you're passionate about. That also kind of answers, I can't remember who it was, but someone said about tips for social anxiety. Also, me just saying that made me very aware of the fact that I do say and quite a lot. I realized that whenever I do a not like an improvised audio, because if I'm doing an improvised audio, then it feels a lot more natural to just be like talking to someone that I'm talking to. I also say like way too often, but I if I'm ever doing kind of like an update video or a more like serious video or something like that, I say like so often. I just become very aware of it. I try so hard to cut back on it, but then like there's these periods of times of just dead silence as I'm thinking of words.
Yeah.
I think it
I know
stems from
it's
like
hard to use it as like a space filler.
yeah. I think it makes it like it stems from not wanting it stems from wanting feeling like you need to be entertaining, not wanting the other person to feel like awkward or anything with like the sudden silences you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are filler words.
Actually, I need to step away for just a moment.
Oh,
I'm
that's
so
fine.
sorry.
Take your time.
I'll
It's
be right
fine. Don't
back.
be sorry. Take your time. That's all right. Am I tripping or did I hear a Minecraft dog? I think you're tripping. I'm sorry. It might be something from your end. But yes, honestly, it's weird, but ever since I did actually manage to do that performance, it just kind of... Oh, not again? Oh, as in the dog. I I thought the stream was buffering again, sorry. This not on my end, my pit bull is napping. It's not from my end either, and I can't hear anything from Salem. Does anyone else hear a dog? Wait, Kai, honey, you're a nerd. See, I know, but what prompted you to say so? What did I do? Fallen Ace says, I used to have bad social anxiety, especially in 4th and 5th grade. I wouldn't make friends, talk to people sometimes. Nobody knew I was there because I didn't say anything, but now it's gotten a little better. I'm proud that it's gotten a little better. Okay, so people are saying no, but Caspin said yes. Huh? Or maybe the neighbor's dog. Kai, I think there's something behind you. Probably. Yeah, even though physically I can't see anything, still, probably. I'm pretty used to something else being in here with me that isn't just me and my rats. I'm accustomed to it at this point. My friends have actually, Silva says, not in the stream. My pup is just intrigued by Kai's voice. Aw, that's so cute! Yeah, my friends have actually, like, partially jokingly, partially deadly seriously, kind of told me off, for the fact that I kind of, attract paranormal activity. I feel really guilty about it, but I can't help it. I don't know why. There are some people that just awaken, I guess, paranormal activity or entities or anything like that. I feel bad about it because my friends are like, Kai, I don't know what you did, but a dormant whatever it is now active ever since you've been here. Even though you're not here anymore, it's still active. What did you do? And I'm like, I didn't do anything. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm very accustomed to more paranormal entities, activities, things like that. Oh, Ali says, can you please say happy birthday, Alyssa, please? Today is my birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Alyssa! It's funny, Alyssa is my cousin's name. Well, I have lots of cousins, but Alyssa is the name of the cousin that I am closest to. She's great.
I am back. And also, happy birthday, Alyssa.
Hello, Salem. You snuck on in here.
I just caught the tail end of somebody mentioning something about hearing a Minecraft dog. I think it was. That may have possibly been on my end just before I muted. I don't know what a Minecraft dog sounds like, but I do have an automatic cat feeder that went off. So, could have been that. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I don't play Minecraft, so I don't know. But
I didn't hear like anything, so I'm not sure.
That's all I got.
Salem, this one's for you. Tuesday says, "Hi back. I'm Dad."
Hi, Dad.
Oh my god,
Hello,
family
Father.
reunion. Oh, I love these videos. Eris says, me, a practicing witch, silently stares at the spirit across the room. I am also a practicing witch. So, hi. Ooh, no, I do not fuck with Ouija boards. No. That's no, that's something that, listen, I don't get scared by paranormal activity, but there are things that you just don't want to welcome into your life because it's not, as, like, theatrical as you see in, like, movies of, like, oh, a table was thrown across the room, I got a scratch on my arm, it's not always like that. In fact, I don't think it's ever like that. However, shit does happen, and it kind of instills a sense of dread in you when there's something negative around you. It's not fun. It's not something to play with. You're literally inviting something to make physical contact with you to guide your hands, and you don't know what it is that you are inviting. So it could be something really not great. And also, it's like, it's not as, like, quote unquote fun, I guess, exciting as seeing things like going flying across rooms and things like that, candles going out. It's honestly most of the time things in your life will start to go more and more downhill. Things just won't really work out for you anymore. You'll feel constantly drained of energy, and I know that's always a big mood for a lot of people. It'll get 10 times worse, I guarantee you. because I've had negative entities latch themselves onto me before. Like one of my ex-boyfriend. All jokes aside, I've had negative entities latch themselves onto me before. It's not fun. Like it is like a leech. It will leech away all of your energy. It'll leech away all of your happiness. It'll leech away anything, any semblance of anything that you have left. Um, it it's not. It's never fun. It's never something that you want to introduce into your life. Uh, I I get that it's kind of like, even I've been tempted to fuck around with a Ouija board before because it's just kind of like, yeah, why not? It sounds like it could be lit. Let's get a response. Because the thing with like paranormal activity is everyone wants that kind of proof, I guess. People want that like definitive interaction experience, I guess. And a Ouija board feels very much like poking a bear with a stick. It's like, yes, I'm going to get something to happen if I do this. It's not worth it. I promise you it is not worth it. Someone says, by that definition, I think I've got one on me. Any recommendations? They feed off of negative energy, which is kind of fucked because they will make you feel more negative and more drained and things like that. It's always positive energy that will drive them away. You need to really actively try to introduce more positive things into your life. If you like kicking back and listening to true crime stories, cut down. I feel like now, as someone that loves horror, I love horror. I'm absolutely a horror fanatic. I find slashes kind of like the blood, guts, and gore. Like, I'm chill with it, but I don't really find it exciting. I'm more of like a paranormal, a good paranormal or horror movie kind of person, or like a psychological thriller kind of person. Not really the gratuitous gore kind of person. But anyway, I am quite the horror fanatic. I like scary things. I have like morbid curiosity and things. However, I do see those kinds of things, like that kind of media, as junk food. Like the junk food of media that you take in. And it's like, you are what you eat, you are what you consume. And that can extend to the media that you watch and stuff like that. So I'd say cut down on the negative media that you allow into your life, even if you think that it doesn't affect you. It's still going into your system, essentially. Like, I was actually talking about this earlier today with someone else, about how, say, use the analogy of horror media, scary media, negative media is like the junk food of media. Use that analogy. Now, say someone like, and violent video games. That's the example that someone used. Violent video games do not make people violent, not inherently. In fact, most of the time it just doesn't. Like, people can be perfectly normal functioning human beings by playing violent video games. And saying playing violent video games will make you violent is the equivalent of saying eating crisps or potato chips, if you're American, will make you fat. They won't. However, do a little translation, because I know people are going to get fucking pissy at me. Controversial opinion. Both are correct, because they are crispy, they're crisps, and also they are chips of a potato chips. So both is correct. It depends on where you were, it depends on where you grew up or whatever. Everyone can shut the fuck up preemptively. Alright. But anyway, say someone says, like, saying violent video games makes you violent is the equivalent of saying eating crisps makes you fat. No, it doesn't. Like, you can eat crisps every day and it still won't necessarily make you fat. Will not mean that you are healthy. If you eat junk food every single day, you could be a very skinny, physically looking, like, aesthetically looking, like, healthy person, but that does not mean that you are a healthy person. You could actually have your body desperately crying, please give me fruit and veg, but you could look perfectly fine. So it's kind of like that with like yes, horror, negative, anything like that media does not necessarily make you a negative person, does not make you a violent person or anything like that, but also it does still psychologically affect you. I'm coming from a place of someone that has studied psychology for years at this point, and also has always been quite good with people and understanding energies and stuff because Wiccan. But yeah, it's kind of like going way back earlier before this tangent even started, that you absorb, even if you think that you're okay with it, even if you think that it doesn't affect you, it still does. And you get kind of whatever negative energy is latched onto you will feed off of that, you know? Oh, people are talking about headphones in... For why? Huh? Oh man, what did I miss out?
I missed the jump.
I missed so much. Oh well, guess we'll never know.
The speed of chat is rough sometimes.
It'd be like that, please. My brain is so old and so slow. Wait, well, I guess I'll ask Tuesday later. But yeah. So yes, be very careful about what you allow into your life and stuff. And sort of like try and a lot of people tend to have like a default of a negative mentality, and it's important to actively adjust the way that you think, adjust your focus. I actually made like a tweet thread about this yesterday, because it makes me very sad to see people saying negative things about themselves or like about their lives. Like, you're obviously allowed to vent about stuff. It's not saying you must always be happy all the time. I said it more eloquently. Let me get this tweet thread up. You know when you said something already and it's like, oh, don't make me say it again. I already said it fine before. Okay, let me do a little reading. I said, you never need to force yourself to be happy, of course. Like, I deal with more than a fair share of not good brain stuff and not good life stuff. But there's always a little something to be happy about. Always a little something to be positive about. This doesn't diminish, like, genuine struggles or difficult emotions to cope with. And, oh boy, I know that too well. The whole other people have it worse mentality absolutely sucks. And it helps no one. You know what else helps no one? Actively turning away from things that could help you. Say, for example, someone saying, hey, if you do this thing, you might actually feel a little bit better, and completely disregarding it. Because, like, yes, I get it that some people will offer you unhelpful advice, like me going to the hospital due to mental health reasons for the 10th time and being told, just go outside and breathe in fresh air and exercise. It doesn't exactly help. However, there is sort of like always a little bit of help that you can give yourself, you know? Here we go. Try to use kinder words when talking about yourself or your life and the world around you. Like, yes, there's always going to be nasty things going on, heartbreaking things, angering things, and God, I know that too well as well. Like, I am in like several different minorities of a world that's not very nice. Like, I get it, and I'm not diminishing the fact that there are things in the world to be angry and upset about. But there's also really wonderful things in the world to be happy about and thankful for. Being angry about the injustices in the world is good to a point. It's good to a point where you are driven to do something about it, to do what you can about it. But also, if all you feel towards the world is anger and disappointment, then you're not going to be able to apply yourself anywhere. You're going to have nothing left to give because all you feel is negativity. You have to have positivity and able to in order to drive yourself forward to make change. You have to be inspired to make change, not aggressively plundering towards change, you know? A little bit of a difference. So yeah, there's always such beauty in the world, and you are in control of your own focus. It does take practice, and it's not always easy to speak nicely about yourself or people or the world. Bitterness and pessimism are easy things to get into the habit of. And I know that, personally. From personal experience in my past, I know that bitterness and anger and pessimism is always like an easy route to go down. But it only ever really hurts you and others around you. Even if people aren't directly close to you, even if someone doesn't even know you, they can see you speaking negatively about yourself and they'll feel a bit sad about it, you know? Because it's not nice to see people say nasty things about themselves. And hell, I started off by saying nice things about myself even when I didn't believe it at all. Like, I'd look in the mirror, hate everything that I saw, and still say, yeah, I look pretty good today. Like, I would speak it into existence until I believed it. And now I genuinely am like, yeah, I do look okay today. It's taken a lot to get there. I've still got some issues going on. But it's a journey. It is absolutely a journey that you can be actively working towards throughout your life. I really had to work to remember the nicer things in life, and I still do, because with everything you hear in the news, it's difficult to be positive sometimes, but it does help more than I ever thought it would to actively remember the nice things in the world. It does absolutely take time, but God, it's worth it. And of course, it's not a fix-all, but practice readjusting your focus, and then you're in control of your happiness a lot more than you could ever imagine. My mental illnesses are still very much alive and well, but readjusting my focus certainly led to more sunny days and stormy ones. So that's what I have to say about that. Readjust your focus, practice the way that you speak about yourself, to the people around you, about the people around you, and the world around you. It takes practice, but it's really worth it. And that's my TED Talk of the stream. Out of the way now.
I think that was wonderfully said, and a hard second on all of that.
Thank you, Salem.
If you don't mind me adding a little something
Of course, go ahead.
I heard a while back that really helped me too, was I think there's something to be said for acknowledging the difference between acknowledging negative thoughts and focusing on negative thoughts. Like, I don't think it's healthy to always, force positivity. Like, it's
exactly. Yes, that's true.
It's important to say, like, okay, this is I feel a certain way that is not so positive right now.
Yeah.
Or I'm having a lot of thoughts that are not so positive right now. But I forget where I heard this, but it was something I read or something I listened to in some audio or something a while back, quite some time ago. That was basically just talking about how the thoughts that your brain comes up with, like, are just a lot of the time just entire nonsense. You are not made of your thoughts. Like, your thoughts do not have to define, like, how you are, what you are, anything like that.
That
you
really
can absolutely choose to say, like, oh, this is a thought that I'm having, but it is not something that is part of me. I'm acknowledging that it's there, and I'm going to choose to not believe it, to let it go, anything like that. That's something that's been very helpful for me.
Yeah, I remember watching, that reminded me, I'll say another thing as well after this, but that reminded me of a Thomas Sanders video of Sanders Sides, where it was the intrusive thoughts episode of Sanders Sides, and it basically was Thomas really struggling and his sides really struggling with having intrusive thoughts. And it essentially wrapped up with you are not the thoughts that you have. You have like a constant stream of thoughts going through your head at all times, and not all of them are going to be happy, positive ones. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you any type of person. You're just human, you know? So that reminded me of that. But also with regards to don't always force yourself to be happy. That is a huge important thing, which I don't think I emphasized well enough, because honestly, feelings, depression and anxiety, just going for like the one that everyone's familiar with, are actually an important part of being human. Yes, it does get to a point when it becomes like a disorder that's debilitating to you. But anxiety is there to tell you something needs to change, and it needs to change right now, otherwise something bad will happen. That's a natural human thing that you need to do. Just like normally, like, of course you are going to have anxiety if you see a baby toddling towards the road, a busy road, because you need to spring into action. Your heart will race. You'll be pumped full of like the blood that you need to move quickly to get the baby. Like, anxiety is very much a doing thing. You get anxiety in like a dangerous situation because your body is preparing to take action in a situation that is scary to you. Depression is the you need to slow down and take care of yourself feeling. Like, I know that depression is more than a feeling. I definitely know that firsthand. Same with anxiety, but just for the sake of simplicity. That's why if you have the flu, or if you've had any kind of injury, or if you've been through a really turbulent period of time, you will have, like, more often than not, kind of a depressive episode. Because that's your body saying, slow down, take care of yourself. You need to rest now. That is what depression is there for. It's there to slow you down. So anxiety is there to speed you up. Depression is there to slow you down. I have both. That's a fun time, but
Oh God.
but it's a very natural thing. Therefore, you should not shun the feelings. You should listen to why you are feeling that way. So you don't need to, like, I say challenge yourself, but I don't mean it in like an interrogation kind of way, but kind of talk to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Try and talk to yourself as if you're trying to guide a friend through a difficult time. You should always talk to yourself as you talk to a friend that you care about and that you want to be gentle with. So, like, say you feel really anxious about something. Sit with yourself and say, okay, why am I anxious about this thing? What is making me anxious about this situation? And then talk yourself through that situation. Talk yourself through, okay, well, I'm anxious about this because if I don't finish this in time, then maybe this person will be disappointed in me. Okay, why am I so scared about this person being disappointed in me? Okay, what will happen in this situation? And kind of guide yourself through it and kind of compartmentalize what it is that you are anxious about, so that you're able to shine the light on what you thought was a monster and turned out to just be a coat on a hanger, you know? You're shining a light on your own thoughts, basically. The more you turn away from them, the more you try to ignore them, the more you try to, like, push them away because, this thought is bad, I don't want to think this thought, I'm gonna try and ignore it. The more scary this coat hanger monster demon becomes, because you haven't shone the light on it. You're not able to see that it's actually just a thing and not this big scary thing. You know, does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Because, oh gosh, sorry, I had something in my throat there.
That's okay.
Yeah, like it's like the whole topic. I can't think of the right word again because English is hard.
It's
But
okay.
of just like deconstruction,
Mm.
just deconstructing your thoughts until you
Yeah.
figure out like that they're not so that the roots of a lot of anxiety and depression, while that doesn't make the anxiety or depression itself any less valid as like a mental illness you're experiencing.
Yeah.
But it can help to deconstruct and realize the causes are not always as big and scary as they feel like.
Exactly. And it's like, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's very important to allow yourself to have feelings, because feelings are very very human, and you can't see um there's no light without darkness. And if everything was just light all the time, that wouldn't become, wow, that's light, that's good, that's happy. It would just be the norm. There'd be no contrast. So yes, the darkness can be a little bit scary. It can be kind of oppressive, but also it's contrast for the light in the world. It's contrast for the light in your life. And you really come to appreciate the good things in your life with that contrast. And obviously, it doesn't make the difficult times any easier. But it does serve you justice to remember that just because you're feeling a kind of way does not mean that it is everything, nor does it mean you should push it away just because you perceive it as not good. My mum actually likes to say that there's no good feeling and there's no bad feeling, or there's no good thoughts, there's no bad thoughts, there are thoughts. And you put a label to them. Just like, meditation isn't just like sitting on the ground and hearing chimes and going, clear your mind. It's just, meditation can literally just be not actively doing something, sitting there and listening to yourself think, like listening to the thoughts in your own head. Just let the thoughts pass by. Anything that comes into your mind, just let it pass by. My mum likes to say, visualize it as like bubbles floating past in your mind that have different thoughts in them. You don't need to hold on to them, just let them pass. Acknowledge them and let them go. That's a very important thing with your thoughts as well. Don't say, this bubble has negativity in it. Push it away, push it away. Let it float past. Listen to it. Acknowledge why it may be there, but don't think, this is bad, I need to get rid of it. Try and talk to it. It's kind of like in in Undertale, like the monsters are initially trying to like kill you, like they can cause you to game over, but you can be a pacifist from start to finish by talking to them or understanding them, and then they become less scary and they can actually serve to help you. And that's the same with, like, I'd say negative thoughts too. Like, your anxiety is telling you, okay, I need to be aware of this thing, which can help you with, like, there's actually a Sanders Side episode about anxiety, talking about if you had zero anxiety, you wouldn't be concerned for your own life. You wouldn't be concerned for the lives of those around you that you care about. You wouldn't be concerned about your things. You wouldn't lock your door. You wouldn't lock your car. You wouldn't you wouldn't be concerned about your security, your safety. And that could lead you to get really hurt, or the people around you to get really hurt. There is an optimal ideal point of anxiety, and it's the same with any emotion that you feel. Happy, sad, depressive, anxious, paranoid. There's always like a reason, a very human reason behind every emotion that you feel, and you should listen to it and always acknowledge it rather than try and push it away, because that doesn't serve you or anyone. I've been talking for a long time. Thank you, Tuesday. Super Poggers talk, dude. You know what you need after that talk? That's right, water dono time. Thank you for the water donation. Told you, Salem. Let me get my drink of water. Hold on, taking my headphones off for a hot second.
No worries. That's funny Tuesday. Yeah, Kai just before we had started streaming, mentioned that you had a tendency to to remind him to take a drink.
Yeah. and we both agreed that it is very cash money and very sweet and lovely of you.
Yeah, it's very, very thoughtful Tuesday.
There we go. I've taken my big old gulps of water.
Speaking of which, Tuesday, the Kai sent me the art you had done from the villain audio. He showed me the full size of it, and it's so good. You are a very, very amazing artist. The detail and everything in it was very cool to see in the bigger format.
Yes, Tuesday, very poggers, very talented, very cool and cash money. Nana says, Kate, gotta go for real this time. See ya, Kai. See ya, Salem. Bye, chat. Love you. Might be back. Bye-bye, Nana. Hope to see you back.
Bye, Emma. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Got distracted for a hot second. Milk says, Salem, your voice is very pretty. I also subscribed. Hell yeah.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
If anyone is not subscribed to Salem, what you doing, man? Subscribe. They're so cool and good.
Thank you. Yeah, I do a lot of, well, maybe not a lot. I was going to say I do a lot of soft boy audios, but again, a lot is a stretch.
Well, I mean, out of what you have, just kidding, you do have a lot of videos on your channel. Yeah, give yourself a little credit. It's and also, if y'all love like fantasy characters and stuff like that, they have an abundance, honestly, on their channel. It's so just it's so good. It's like nice escapism and escapism and also just very relaxing. You have a very lovely voice, I must say.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
As do you. I still remember the first audio that I found from you was I believe it was the ghost boy in the hospital.
Yeah.
It's still like remained one of my favorites. It's just such a cute character. He's like a little sassy.
Yeah. But he's like, obviously, you can tell he's well-meaning.
Yeah.
Aw, that means so much to me. I'm so glad. And I honestly had a brief panic immediately after I finished my sentence. Like, did I mix up my R's and my L's again? Nope, I'm good. Okay. R's, L's, and R's. Wait, R's and L's. Yeah, that was it. The R's and L's. I get them mixed up all the time. My bad. Kai, what are your pronouns? I'm a guy. I go by he, him. Well, I'm a mess. That's what I am. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I don't go by any, non-binary pronouns. I predominantly go by he, him, guy, dude, mister, etc. However, as a person, as a being, feel non-binary. Does that even make sense? I don't know. Gender's hard.
Yeah, it can be a difficult thing to figure out. And I had Milkuzi just asked me what I go by. They, them, or he, him are both fine for me personally. I consider I am non-binary, but I am not particularly attached to the concept of gender. It is not something I really base my identity around. So,
yeah, it's just kind of there.
Yeah, not a big deal for me.
Yeah, I I consider myself non-binary, but I also don't consider myself non-binary enough, with the fact that I do predominantly go by masculine pronouns. So if anyone asks, I just say, oh yeah, I'm a guy, I'm a dude. But I'm not too bothered if someone accidentally uses like they them for me, I will correct them, but it won't like bother me. The only time that I do get bothered is by she her pronouns, which I hear a lot of, which is the only thing that ever really bothers me. But otherwise, it's just like it's he him, but don't worry about it, you know. Gender is difficult. Gender is that's what gender is.
Gender shrug.
Gender is shrug. Agree.
Ouch, ouch,
Let me
ouch.
see. What am I reading on?
Haley
Huh?
said, "What is gender? Sounds like an ice cream flavor."
I wouldn't choose it, I don't think. Let's see. Question: what letters do you hate reading the most? I don't really particularly have a dislike for any letters, not gonna lie. What is it? Jelly Bomb says, non-binary men exist. It's alright, gender is a spectrum, and you don't need to label yourself anything if you don't want. Yeah, I feel that. This is kind of like, that's why I, like, honestly, if you personally feel like, use like a general you, if one feels more comfortable with like very specific labels, then sure, go ahead, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Whereas I personally like, I would just consider myself a guy, and not necessarily sort of like a demi boy or anything like that, or I don't know all of the different labels and stuff. And also with being bi, I'm pretty much gender blind. Like, I fall for the person, not necessarily affected by what gender they are. And people have been like, yeah, but isn't that pan? And I'm like, I don't really care for like loads of labels. Like, I plus I it's hard to explain. I would prefer to label myself as bi and kind of be a voice for bi people that are not gender exclusionary, because I think that's very important. Because a lot of people do have the idea that being pan is the inclusive one and being bi means you like boys and girls. Whereas that's not oftentimes not true. It really just depends on how you personally prefer to label yourself. Like literally, there can be a pan person and a bi person that identify like their attraction towards people in exactly the same way, but prefer the two different labels. So yeah. I honestly am pretty gender blind when it comes to people that I love. But I still identify as bi, so labels, blah, blah. That's what labels are.
Yeah, I think like a lot of especially with like asexuality and everything, there's a lot of micro labels and stuff that people get into, which I think is great for people to have language to describe like how they feel or how they are.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. It's not something that I personally have ever really gotten into. Like I used to have like I used to have kind of label my romantic orientation and sexual orientation and all that. But I'm kind of at a point in my life where it's so not central to what I choose to have my identity built around,
Yeah, of
that I
course.
tend to just kind of classify myself under the general queer
Yeah, same.
umbrella.
That's literally like, I know that there are some people that don't like the term, but I personally feel more comfortable with labeling myself as queer just because of like the amount of intricacies to like different aspects of myself that it's too much that I could label, therefore I choose to not label anything or just use the basic labels.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yes, I'm technically trans. And someone did say that I passed really well. Thank you very much. It's always always very nice to me when people don't know. Like, not that I have anything against people like knowing once I tell them. It's just people assuming that I'm a cis guy. That's always nice to me. Um, it's affirming. There we go. But yes, I'm technically a trans guy, and I'm bi. That's as far as I will go for labels. Um, but generally, I just prefer queer if I can because it encompasses so much. It's such an umbrella term that just works, you know.
Yeah, it's it's easier than getting into the nitty-gritty a lot of time, and not only that, but especially like if you kind of waver back and forth on any sort of spectrum, it's
Mm.
sort of hard when you might feel more akin to one label one day and then more akin to another the next. That can be just a bit tiresome for me personally. Again, like I don't speak for others' experiences. This is all just in my for me.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
it's a bit it's just too tiring to keep up with. I have
yeah.
very little energy in the first place in keeping up with that sort of thing, and then having to like re-explain things like constantly and everything is just it's too much for me to keep track of.
Mm.
Uh, so that's why I just say queer and leave it at that.
Yeah, I prefer like the colloquial dealio. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it was Javi. Javi said, countless times I've heard people correcting me when I tell them that I'm bi. And it's like, okay, let's change the subject because I hate conversation. I hate that too. Like, if someone is telling you that they identify in a kind of way, let them. Like, um, being bi has never excluded anyone. Being bi just means I love who I love, essentially. Um, and pan can mean the same thing. Like, you love who you love. So many, in fact, the majority of bisexual people are gender blind, as pansexual people are. Um, but of course, if you're more comfortable with the pan label, then that is also okay. It's what you're more comfortable with. The only thing that I've ever had an issue with regarding that has been, yeah, well, being pan means that you'll date trans people, and there's so many issues to unpack from that. Seeing trans people as an entirely different, like, subsection of gender, it kind of defeats being trans. Um, so yeah, that's been really my that, and also pan people saying bi people are exclusionary. That is basically the same thing as well. Is the only thing that bothers me. Um, and the whole bi means two argument. But you know, that's whatever. Let people be if they identify in a particular way, and don't let people tell you how you should identify. Also, an old friend was in chat, and now I have lost their comment. But they said, "I don't know if you remember me, but hi Kai slash pancakes." Hi, an old Tumblr friend of mine that I used to talk to like pretty often. But of course, as with like pretty much everyone in my life, I lose contact over time. Um,
Uh,
especially like especially like if I'm bad at talking like in the first place, is gonna kind of waver off. Um, but yes, hello, hi, syrup. I hope you're doing good. It's been a very long time. Sorry, I'm terrible at talking. Man, you know when you can just feel the fact, wow, I've been talking so much.
no, you're good. It's I've been enjoying listening to what you had to say as well. So
Thank you. It's always like trying to understand. Okay, am I good? Am I talking like a good amount, or am I being unintentionally very overpowering right now?
no. I
Um,
know, but I get that though. Socializing difficult.
Yeah, what do you mean I have to maintain a balance? What's that?
Uh,
I fall over standing up. What's balance?
okay. Also, I just saw somebody in artistic potato had asked something that I feel like you will probably have a very good answer for.
Ooh.
Um, they had asked, "Do y'all have a favorite song from Beauty and the Beast? I'm doing a performance of the musical tomorrow and was curious." I
Ooh.
personally am not much of a Disney person, so I've seen like a lot of the movies and stuff, but it's been a very long time, and I don't remember a lot of them.
Mm.
Um, but I felt like that was a very you question. I thought you might have an opinion on that.
I feel like Beauty and the Beast is like one of the few Disney movies that I just have not seen in like that much.
Oh,
I saw it like you know those movies where you see like sections of them all at different times and not in the correct order, so you know the general
yeah.
gist of the movie, but like vaguely. I don't really remember much about it, nor many of the songs. I remember obviously the Beauty and the Beast, that one, and I know no one's been like guest on that one. uh, but those are like the only songs that I can think of from Beauty and the Beast. So I am so sorry. I am terrible.
I think the only one that I remember like offhand is the Be Our Guest one.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
The
Be
the I
guest.
think the best way to summarize my experience with Disney is that my favorite movie from Disney is the movie that almost shut them down.
Oh wait, which one?
The Black Cauldron.
Ah, I never saw that.
That was my favorite movie from them as a kid, and apparently I only found out this like much later on, of course, but apparently it was like it almost like put them in like a financial crisis that shut them down.
Oh my god.
I'm like
Oh
I was like, well, that I suppose that suits my experience with Disney.
no. Oh no. Oh man, that
My
just reminded me. Oh, you finished that thought first. Sorry.
Oh, no, that was it. That was the thought.
Oh, okay. um, that just reminded me to say one of my favorite little tidbits that I like to tell people. Did you know that the live action Cat in the Hat was actually the determining factor of never allowing another Dr. Seuss book to be turned into live action ever again?
Yeah, I've heard that.
They saw the
As
live action and they were like, "No, you're not doing this again. Hell no."
as 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 funny as it was, I can entirely understand
Oh
why.
yeah, no, I love it with my whole heart, whilst also understanding. Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, especially after like they kind of did the same thing with the Grinch movie, like to a
Yeah,
lesser
I,
extent, but there were
I
there were some questionable moments in that movie as well.
I don't know. Like, I love Jim Carrey. I didn't really like the live action Grinch. I don't know. I feel like I'm too I feel too sentimental and passionate about the original and the sort of like the heart and soul behind it. So to turn it into what it turned into just kind of made me a little bit sad. I did
Yeah,
actually
I can see that.
yeah, I did actually really like the newer animated one because I feel like it was made with love for the original, you know? You know, you can tell when something was made with love for what it came from, respect from its roots instead of just trying to be like, yeah, we can do it better. There's a difference between I want to bring more attention to this thing that I'm passionate about and I can leech off of this thing that people are familiar with because I think I can do better.
Mm,
There's a difference, and
yeah,
I feel like the newest animated Grinch movie that came out like a few years ago. I feel like that was made with a lot of love, and I really liked it. Obviously, the original I have to watch that every year. It's still a must watch around Christmas movie. Um, but yeah. As for Disney movies, though, I feel like I like Disney, but I'm not like a Disney person. Like, you know, people where kind of like a huge chunk of their identity is liking Disney
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
I wouldn't
Hmm.
consider myself one of those by any extent, but I do like Disney movies, and I'm quite familiar with a lot of them. I really liked Mulan. I really liked. I really liked. Fucking wow! My brain just went. Doo. Well, my favorite is The Princess and the Frog. There we go. That was my favorite one, definitely by
Gotcha,
far.
gotcha.
I love all the songs. I love the characters. I love it.
That's I haven't really seen much of the honestly like any of the Disney movies that were made like past like when I was like probably like 13 or 14.
Yeah, I feel
I really
that.
haven't kept up on. Um but a lot of them seem very good. It's just
Yeah, I
I was never
respect the Disney movies. I respect what they
yeah.
did for animation and the animated movie world. I really want to go to Disneyland and Disney World. I want to travel and go to all the different Disneys. But,
Mm.
I feel like I like the idea of Disney. I like the energy, the vibe, but also I don't have the attention span for a lot of them.
Also, I'm so sorry this is
Oh,
off
go
conversation to
ahead.
some degree, but I just saw a comment I needed to acknowledge
Go ahead.
because Jelly Bomb said the Horned King from the Black Cauldron developed my taste in men, and I want to say, Jelly Bomb, you are so valid. That's all I. I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Of course, important. Um,
Uh,
honestly, please, if you ever want to like say anything, or even if it's a complete change of subject, please do, because I will keep going. And I don't want to. I'm just waiting until I can't. Um, let me see. Winx Club, something that I never really watched. I never really took an interest in that. I was like one of those kids that's like, that's for girls. So, I was never really a fan of the Winx Club. Although I did love the Powerpuff Girls when I was a kid, but mostly because they beat the shit out of everyone. Uh, um,
the
what?
Winx Club is like one of those things that I wish I had been interested in when I was a kid, because it's like there's some things that just like watching them as an adult is like it's not the same experience.
Yeah, no,
It's like I wish I had watched and enjoyed it back
yeah,
then. So it's sort of like you're sort of like for me, I'm past the point where I would be able to enjoy it, but I can tell it seems like something I would have enjoyed.
yeah. Like, I have some things like that too. Like, I can't think of any like offhand, but it's kind of like it's different. Like everyone seems to have like this universal recollection of something that they experienced in their childhood, and you're like, see, I could watch this now, but it's not the same as already having had this relatable experience from my childhood. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like there's some people that have somehow never watched SpongeBob before, um, and like I'm not judging. I'm just kind of like, how did you manage to like not do that? That's impressive.
Yeah,
um
yeah, yeah.
as someone that loved and still loves, I don't actively watch it anymore, but my brother does, SpongeBob. I that's me saying sort of like, it's impressive, how did you manage that, is no way saying I don't like it. It's just saying, whoa.
Yeah.
um Also, no shade to anyone that's not watched it, but still. Nyx is back. Hello, Nana. Watch Nana say that they got scared by me saying Nyx instead of Nana again. What? You are not allowed to watch SpongeBob Tuesday? But why? Also, someone said something about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I was a little too old to watch that. That was more of like something that my little brother watched. He is 11 years younger than me. I liked VeggieTales. I watched that when I was a little kid. Oh, Javi says, if I don't go to sleep, I'll be hating myself in the morning. Bye, Kai. Bye, Salem. Bye, chat. Have a wonderful rest of your day, y'all. Bye, Javi. Love you. Take care.
Have a good night.
Sleep good. I also... God, if I go down this rabbit hole, I will start talking about all the many, many, many things that I watched as a kid. And I already know that I don't want that to happen.
I I just want to say on the topic of VeggieTales,
Yeah.
after having watched that as a kid, I had no idea it was a religious thing until I was like way older.
Really?
Like, zero clue. It just like it never clicked for some reason.
I guess because, like, even though I'm Wiccan now, I did grow up in a Christian environment. So I guess, for me, it was only, like, when I started getting older and watching, like, the movies, like, The Tale of, like, Jonah and things like that, is when I started to realize that it was talking about religious stuff. But I guess it was kind of, like, normalized in my head to make, like, most things about religion. Because, like, you go to school, you go to assembly, you say the Lord's Prayer, you sing a few hymns, you get told not to be a piece of shit, and then you go on with the rest of your day at school. Like, it becomes a very integral part of your life if you grow up in a Christian environment, which most kids who watch VeggieTales did. But I also love VeggieTales. I love the humor. Like, I'll still watch clips, like, every now and then. I'll come up on, like, my YouTube feed of, like, funny clips from VeggieTales. I'm like, that show is actually low-key edgy. I'm here for it.
I don't know. It still goes pretty hard. Like, it's still a funny show, though.
Yeah, it is. Like, honestly, I wouldn't, like, I don't have the motivation to, like, turn it on and sit down and watch it myself. But, like, if my brother was watching it, then I would, like, stop for a bit. You know when you kind of linger when someone else is watching TV and you're, like, just passing through, but you end up standing there for, like, 10 minutes?
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
So much.
I'm so bad for it because I won't like put anything on myself unless it's like YouTube videos. But like my family likes watching Family Feud, and if I'm ever passing through, I will like stand there for like 15 minutes watching it with them, and then like go on with the rest of my day.
Exact same way. Yeah.
I remember Max and Judy. It was Max and Ruby. There we go. Not Ruby, not Rudy. There we go. Max and Ruby. Max and Ruby. Ruby and Max. Max and Ruby. Ruby and Max. Anyway, I loved
out of
Backyardigans.
curiosity.
Oh?
I was just curious. Did you ever watch Fern Gully as a kid?
What now?
I'll take it as a no. It was a I don't even know who made it. It was like a very like environmentalist sort of cartoon about like fairies and stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, it came out in like 1992.
No, I never watched it.
Yeah. I didn't realize how old it was.
I mean, I watched like the old cartoons that came on Boomerang and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and plus I watched a lot of things from like the 70s and the 80s from my mum and from Nick's childhood as well. So it doesn't really matter about the time. It just so happened that like, I don't know, maybe it was at like that awkward time where it wasn't really something that my mum connected to, and it was a little too old for me. So it was kind of like in that in-between stage where I just missed out, you know?
Yeah, it was sort of, it wasn't like a super big movie. It was like, it's like enough where you could reasonably expect some people to know what it is, but it's not something you would like.
You're
it's
not
not
gonna
like
be
a
surprised
Disney movie
if someone's not seen it.
Yeah. Like it could go either way.
Yeah. Someone mentioned Sister Act. I love Sister Act. I actually love Sister Act 1 and 2. Backyardigans is wonderful, and every now and then, if I'm ever like super duper stressed or sad, I will just like throw on an episode of Backyardigans on YouTube just because it brings me serotonin. And it reminds me of a time before I was mentally ill. The kind of like panicked concern in your voice. I'm sorry. I swear I've heard that like panic concern like so many times when we've been talking, and I'm like, ooh.
It just jumps out.
I'm sorry. uh, my bad.
No, you're good.
God, if I keep on like delving into this, it will just become talking about sort of like this childhood program and that one.
I know it's too easy to get like down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing like a lot of people mentioning like kid shows that I was too old for when they came out. And I was never like a kid that like I was very much a kid that was encouraged to be a kid. Like, you're a kid, enjoy being young. You're never gonna like have to force yourself out of enjoying things. If you enjoy things, you enjoy things. Which is why I'm kind of the way I am today. Like, I am able to be mature. I'm able to handle situations. I'm able to do the whole adulting thing. As much as I joke about adulting difficult, I am still fully capable of being able to do that, and proactively will take the more mature route in situations and things like that. However, if I want a color block dinosaur hoodie, I'm gonna get a color block dinosaur hoodie. Like, I don't give a shit. It comes in my size, I'm gonna buy it. Like,
I mean, I think that's one of the benefits of being an adult, having your own money and everything is like
yeah.
you can if something makes you happy, if you enjoy it, it's yours. You can get it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to limit yourself to
It's just like, oh, that
what
is
is
childish. I'm
cool.
just going to get that.
Yeah.
Because it's sad. Like, obviously, there are going to be different things that interest you as you get older, and things that did interest you that no longer interest you. And that's okay. But also, we are still ourselves. Like, we enjoy what we enjoy. Our enjoyment does not come with age. Like, I actively watched the Backyardigans until I was about 11 years old, and arguably that was like too old to be watching the Backyardigans. I loved it. Like, they did like proper choreographed dances. They had different like musical and dance focused themes in different episodes. It was just like fun and lighthearted. I enjoyed it. And I watched it actively until I was like 11. Like, I was very much a kid that was encouraged to be a kid. Like, if I enjoyed it, I was allowed to enjoy it. My little brother is like 11 and a half, and he still sleeps with like teddy bears in his bed and stuff like that, and he's pretty content with that. He's allowed to be a kid too, and you shouldn't be sort of like telling kids to grow up too fast. Just like, nope, you're not allowed to watch that show anymore. You're too old for that now. You're gonna move on to this. There's too many parents like that, I think. Like, my mum, I still remember my mum telling me when my little brother was like 2, he had a friend who was also 2, because my mum and the other kid's mum were friends. And there's a show called Weebaloo, which is basically like a little, very much like a little kids program. It's very like cute and sweet, very much geared towards like younger kids, like toddlers. But my brother and his friend were 2 years old, and the other mum was just kind of like, oh yeah, no, my kid doesn't watch Weebaloo anymore because he's getting a bit old for it now. And my mum's like, oh my god. But yeah, I'm seeing people talking about like shows that I was like a little too old to have watched or really had any interest in. It's making me feel a little bit old because they're shows that like were on when my brother was like a baby, and I'm like, oh, oh, I'm a little bit old, aren't I?
It's the aging experience, unfortunately.
It be like that, yeah.
Time do be moving.
Don't like that. My favorite thing about obscure childhood things that weren't necessarily completely mainstream is that like they're not universally known. They're not even like known by people in your own age group always. And you can try and say something like, "Do you remember this movie? It was really strange. Like there was this thing that did that, and then they had to go to this place, and this happened." And your friend's just looking at you like, "What?" Because it's like this really obscure thing from your childhood, and you watched it like probably once when you were a kid, so you have this really surreal experience of, did that happen? Did this exist? Like genuinely questioning your own memory, just like, wait, did that actually exist? I remember when I was like a little kid for a period of time, I would confuse my dreams with my waking life. I say that as if I don't still do that. Never mind. I, but like I would be like, at least now, if I confuse dreams with my waking life, I can be like, oh, I got it mixed up. My bad. But when I was a kid, I was legitimately like really confused. Like, why don't you remember this thing? This happened, and my mom's like, no, it really didn't. You're 3 years old. I'm the only person that's always around you. But then it took me like until I was 12 to rethink about all those things. I was like, oh, so there was no magical music shop where all the instruments started flying in the air. That was a dream. Ah, okay. I remember for years I would look for this music shop, like, I swear it was around here.
Nothing like unpacking childhood.
I know, right? Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes. Anyway, someone said Fairly Odd Parents. I used to watch that. That was always lovely. I really like Fairly Odd Parents. That was I feel like one of my cousins watched that a lot more than I did, and when I went to visit America for a couple of weeks in 2008, it was on a lot just because he watched it a lot.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was it's funny, there's some stuff that I watched a lot as a kid that doesn't have like nostalgia factor. Like, you know how some stuff like you hear about it and you're like, "Oh my gosh, like this is like this like it just brings back like a flood of memories."
Yeah.
That's like Fairly Odd Parents is sort of like one of those things for me. Like I remember watching it all the time, but it's not like one of those like nostalgia bomb sort of shows for me.
Yeah, no, I feel that. It's just kind of like, I guess because it was kind of just there, if that makes sense. Like, you
Yeah.
don't really necessarily get nostalgia by that, just because it's like, yeah, of course, like I don't get nostalgia from SpongeBob even though I watched it all the time, because I don't know, I guess it never really went away. Whereas something that like you haven't seen since you were like a tiny child, like, let me see if I can spark a memory in anyone, because it made me very emotional when I rediscovered it not long ago. My mum pulled me aside and said, "Hey, do you remember this?" And because it was literally the last time I heard it was when I was like a tiny child, I burst into tears because like just nostalgia just hit me like a wall. So let me see. There we go. Let's see if anyone remembers this. Let me play it.
I'm excited to see what it is.
Let me send it to you. This is a show that I used to watch all the time. But then, yeah, I hadn't watched it in the years since. And then, there you go.
That's so funny. I recognize it, but it like in like the vaguest sense.
Yeah.
Like I know I watched it as a kid, but I never would have remembered it.
Yeah, like
That's
there's a few
crazy.
things like that for me. Like I never would have even thought to remember it had it not been for sort of like just so happening to come across it, or usually it's my mum sending it to me, just making me very, very emotional. Was it the wind and the rain fox? I guess was it kids program thing? Ah, what's the theme song? I don't remember what it's called. Little Red Fox, maybe? I don't know. Pablo the Little Red Fox. There we go. It has like the sweetest little opening. Hold on. This is probably just a British one, come to think of it. But it sounds very sweet. There you go. There you go. That's the last one I'll play. But yeah. Just, Nana, thank you for sending me the bunny from, what was it, Jack Frost? I've not seen that since it came out.
That was such a good movie. That was like a. I was still hoping it would do better than it did,
Mm.
but
It, I mean, it got its fair share of fangirls for a period of time.
yeah, I think like it got a lot of like attention on like Tumblr and stuff, but I
Mm.
think in the general sense of like the sales and stuff, I don't think it did particularly well. I feel like I'm
No.
remembering it came out. I think
Yeah.
it came out at the same time as something else. That was like
Uh,
really big.
that sparks a vague
Um,
memory in me, but I don't
I want to say,
know.
did it come out around the same time as Frozen? Not, yeah, Frozen. I think it
Did
might have been
it?
Frozen.
I have no concept of time. I don't know why I'm even trying to think.
Uh, trying to think of the name, and all that's coming to mind is Guardians of the Galaxy. They
Ah, the
were
Guardians of the
the
Galaxy.
Gar. What was the name of the movie?
We just
Rise of the
gotta
Guardians.
let her, we just gotta let her, we just gotta let
Uh,
her. I wonder who it's from.
oh no, they were like a year apart. It must have been something else.
Ah. Pretty close though. I would have never have guessed anything even remotely around that time.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, but yeah, I think something else kind of like took a lot of the attention away from it, so it never ended up getting like a sequel or anything. But
nah, sad. I always associate Jack Frost not with this dashing young lad that all the teenage girls liked. However, I associated Jack Frost with the scary old guy from Santa Claus, one of the Santa Claus sequels.
I remember that because I remember there were a bunch of jokes about it wasn't the same meme, but it was like sort of like the same vibe as like the whole like reject modernity, return to or whatever
Yes, yeah,
um embrace tradition. There were a lot of like things like that with that same vibe with
yeah,
with new Jack Frost and old Jack Frost.
yeah,
And then I remember it was the same way with people doing that with the snowman Jack Frost from like
yeah,
the old holiday movie.
yeah. Oh god. um, hello again, Kagari. Um, what was I gonna? My brain. Wait, what was I? My brain just went. Nope, it's gone. Um, oh yes, I was just gonna say like a little aside. Um, I got a little plushie of Blue, from Blue's Clues, but it's like a camping Blue. So she's in her little pajamas and she's got a little sleeping bag rolled up and like a little backpack thingy on her back. And she's holding like a little flashlight which actually works. And I love her so much, and I've had her since I was about 2 years old. And
Oh,
she's in my bed to this day. Yeah. Yeah, I still got her in my bed to this day. I love her very much.
Mm.
Someone said Clifford the Big Red Dog. I remember Clifford the Big Red Dog. Anyway, talking about this a lot. It is like I know it's only been 2 hours and 20 minutes, but I think I will start rounding it up relatively soon. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, Salem?
Nothing. Nothing that comes to mind offhand. I was enjoying seeing everything going through chat. Nothing.
Valid.
Nothing particularly in my head as most times.
I okay felt. Why?
And,
Why'd you make me think too much about myself like that?
the call out.
Twitter.com cancel salemAudio.
Oh my gosh.
He called me out on my own stream. Who does that? Cancelled.
Oh my god.
Watch me actually. Dear Twitter.com.
Edelweiss, the reminder is thank you. Just every single time I stream, there's this one book series called The Raven Cycle that I bring up, and it's like become my trademark.
Oh.
And Edelweiss just mentioned it in chat, and it was just funny because I'm like, yeah, how did that not come to my brain?
I've never. Please do tell me. I hear just like a wave of from everyone that's usually in your streams. But tell me about it. I've never heard of it.
Literally every time that I bring it up, it's just everybody's like, this again. Once again, the hyperfocus.
I'm curious.
It's basically a book series about it's a really cool. It's almost like it's the vibe of the books that is the most enjoyable part. It's like I love the story and everything, but it's like it's got like like you ever see those pictures of like a sort of like they're not like creepy forests like in a scary sense, but it's sort of like a forest with a lot of like fog, and it looks like a little mysterious. It looks like it's the place where like chaotic neutral fairies would live.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I get the
that's
vibe.
the vibe that these books have.
Okay, I like that.
It's like there's like there's like a magic forest that like people are like dreaming things into reality.
Ooh.
The main character lives in like this like family of like it's like in this household of like all like women psychics.
Ooh.
It's such a cool book. There's such good books.
What's it called again?
They're called The Raven Cycle.
Okay.
It's like one of those like books that I literally have bought for people because I'm like, please read this so I can talk to you about this.
Oh, I actually did that with a book that I adore called The Night Circus.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's so good. Please read it. It's just like it's that energy that just smells like your favorite warm beverage, and it feels as cozy as being wrapped in blankets on a freezing cold day, and it feels sparkly and safe and cozy and magical, and I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'll have to check it out. I've actually, funny enough, I haven't read it myself, but I bought it for a friend
Oh,
because she's like really into like circus themes and circus vibes and like that kind of stuff, and I just like heard it was a good book
yeah.
around, so I was just like, hey, I sent her like a little like package of a few books, and I was like, hey, these some stuff I read that I liked and
That's
something
so
I thought you would like.
lovely. I would cry. That's so sweet.
So maybe I'll have to pick up a copy of
Yes, do.
The Night Circus for myself to check it out.
Oh,
And, give back.
definitely. For sure, for sure. It's funny how you were talking about like really liking that book series, and then as soon as I thought of like a book series that I've enjoyed in my life, um, like I didn't think of like the really cool badass Skullduggery Pleasant series that I read when I was like a tween and young teenager. Oh no. I thought immediately of the first ever book series that I got into, which was the Captain Underpants book series, and I adored it, and I will still stand by
remember
that shit to this day.
I remember checking those out of my elementary school library.
They were great books. It made me want a treehouse even more than I already did throughout my entire childhood.
Were you ever did you ever read the Percy Jackson books when you were younger?
I did not, and it makes me sad that I didn't. Um, like, I wish I had that. I wish I had that like experience that my friends all seem to have, but I didn't. Sad.
Yeah. I feel that. I didn't read them when I was a kid. I actually read them a few years back, and I still thought they were pretty good. Like even as a
Huh.
as an adult experience, but I can totally see why like some people like wouldn't enjoy them as much like as because they definitely read very middle grade. Like
But
they're
that's
obviously aimed at a certain like age group, which is by no means a bad thing or anything.
no, but it's just kind of like, yeah, this serves to this type of person. It's kind of like I genuinely really like the series of unfortunate events books, but also yeah, like I guess I'd read them for like funsies now, I guess, but it feels more of like a thing. Like I read them when I was like a younger teenager. And if I were to read them now, it's kind of like I feel like I enjoy the idea of reading it more than actually reading it because of like
Uh,
it appealed to a younger brain, just because of how it was written. I guess I don't know. But the thing about the Percy Jackson books is that I know that if I were to read them now, I would legitimately enjoy them. I just don't have the drive to like sit and read. I
yeah, I feel that. I had to kind of
yeah
switch over to audiobooks
yeah.
for that reason. So I do a lot of audiobooks so I can kind of multitask and all.
See, I love audiobooks, but I had to cancel my Audible subscription because I couldn't afford it.
Yeah. I feel that that's the unfortunate thing about audiobooks. They do get very expensive. Um,
Pricey. For good
there.
reason, but like,
Yeah, I'll send you the name of an app that I use.
ooh,
I don't know if it's like a if it's a thing where you live as well, or if it's like a US specific
yeah,
um
invest in a
thing, but
VPN.
it's worth checking out at least. There's an app called like at least here Libby, where
Okay.
you can actually like enter like a library card number, and you
Ah,
can actually like rent audiobooks from like local libraries.
that's so cool. My library sucks. That sounds really cool though.
Uh, yeah, so I'll send you just in case you want to check it out, just in case it's something you can. So I just sent you the name, but it's a nice it definitely helped me save quite a bit of money with audiobooks.
Ooh, okie dokie. Um, I um, I was able to get through the book 1984 because of Audible. Also, I was able to like I fell asleep listening to the audiobook for Pride and Prejudice every night for about 4 months. Um, and I also managed to get through um the Book Thief, which is still like my top 3. I managed to get through the Book Thief because of Audible. I cried so much. Like I'm pretty sure I still have some wrinkly pages in the Book Thief because of my tears. um, but yes, the audiobooks good. Reading not always easy.
Yeah. I know I have so many things I've like bought because I'm just like, oh, pretty cover, and then just have not been able to convince myself to sit down and read.
Yeah, I feel that. I have a lot of books that I want to read. I want to get more books, and I know that I won't read them. I have to
Hmm.
exercise such self-restraint to not get more books until I finish the ones that I already have. And there's some
Yep.
books that I've just accepted that I'll never read, but I like them, so I keep them. Sad. But yes, I'm thinking of like wrapping up at some point soon because my brain is like, sleepy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, whenever you need to get some rest, let's just
Yeah, honestly, I feel like
yeah,
I want to do stuff. You ever had like so much energy but not the energy for the right things?
yeah.
It's like I'm buzzing, but also I'm just kind of like I don't know what to do anymore right now here.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like I told you before, I'm very much looking forward to hopefully having you on stream on my channel one of these days as
I would
well. So
love that.
we can
Let me know
certainly
whenever.
can.
Like, let me know, like, I don't know, however long in advance that you need to, and I'll just be sort of like, okay, I will organize my sleep around this because it really depends on sort of like, what do I need to do on this particular day? When should I sleep?
It it actually works out pretty well, I think. I think our streaming time on YouTube is pretty similar, so I
Yeah.
think it should
I
actually
was
work
actually thinking
well,
about
I hope.
that. Because like I remember when we were talking the other day, and you said that you had to like dip for a stream. I was like, oh, so this is like about an hour before my streaming time. So that works like my regular streaming time. We never know when my actual streaming time is gonna be, but there's like there's a home base that we try to aim for. Never usually get there, but
Yeah, don't worry. The scheduled and the actual can be very different.
yeah. But it was reassuring to be sort of like, okay, so it's not like too drastically different. Okay, cool. The kind of I know that you're likely going to be awake around this time, Delia.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah, it's
fuck? Sorry, my phone's Google Assistant never listens to me when I try to get it to work, but I'll just be like talking in casual conversation, or I won't even be saying anything, and it'll just like activate. I'm like, what the fuck? Why do you do this? Why do you hate me? But anyway.
well, is there anything else you wanted to cover before we finish? I want you to get some rest and don't push yourself or anything.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just kind of like, when you're just kind of like, oh hey, we just hit 100 likes. That made me happy. Anyway, um, da. Salem, you have a surprise for you on Twitter whenever you go back on there again. But
Oh gosh, I can only imagine.
Sorry. It's funny. Gremlin laugh, just like. It sounds low-key like a Beavis and Butthead laugh. Beavis and Butthead, I am not old. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I haven't even watched that.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, how the turntables.
You are in spirit older than the one who is closer to 30.
No! I just fall to my knees and like reach my arms up in the air with my fists clenched. No!
Who is that? What is is it the Captain America gif? I can't remember who it is. It's somebody like just like no, it's not Captain America. It's there's like a gif of somebody just rapidly aging.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but yeah, that's me. Me the second I mentioned Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, what is this from? I found the gif, but I can't. I don't know why Captain America was what came to my head, but I was just thinking of the meme with the old Captain America. Like, no, I don't think I will.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! $10? I don't think I've ever had a $10 donation before. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pika. Thank you. This was an amazing stream. Listening to you in Salem chat. You've earned a sub from me, Kai. Thank you so much. I
promise you'll enjoy your time with Kai Pika. His audio very, very fun. I really enjoy the stuff that you put out.
Aw, thank you so much. I love the stuff you put out. Thank you. This is a big old yay, thank you to everyone right now. Wait. Someone mentioned Matilda. I liked the book when I was a kid. I was never really one for the movie. Like, I don't have anything against the movie, but I was never really one for the movie per se. The musical lives in my heart. I love the musical so much, and for a lot of like personal reasons, it is just very dear to my heart. I love it a lot. It helped me through a lot, and it makes me feel very emotional yet very cozy at the same time. I love the musical from Matilda. Ash says, wait, what show are you talking about, Kai? Wait, was I talking about a show? Was I? I don't remember.
There was Matilda, and then...
No, before Matilda. Before I even mentioned Matilda.
Goldfish memory. I don't think you were talking about a show before that. But maybe it was a bit ago or something. I could be wrong.
Maybe.
Whole stream, the two of us just struggling to remember.
Yeah, I don't know. The answer is I don't know. Ash says, please, who else remembers Choo Choo Soul? I don't think so. It vaguely rings a bell, but I'm not sure. Oh, everyone's saying that they don't want the stream to end. I know, I'm sorry. The amount of times where I've just been kind of like, okay, and I've like done a stream for like 6 hours. I'm so bad at being like a pushover. For someone that's very sort of like, I'm a pushover and I'm not at the same time. Like, I'm a pushover when honestly I don't really mind. But like, if I'm sort of like, I should go and I don't really have anywhere to go, it's just kind of like, I should wrap it up. Then and people are like, wait, no, stay for a little bit longer. I'm like, okay. But like, if I've decided sort of like, nah, I want to like go do something else, and someone's like, no, stay, I'll be like, I'm very sorry.
No, yeah. It's like, even if you don't necessarily have anywhere like to go or anything like that, it's like sometimes you just need to rest and have some alone time, some time for yourself.
Yeah, normalize not having an obligation in order to get out of a situation. Sometimes you just want to, and that's okay. That is enough of a reason in of itself. But that said, I do really appreciate the fact that people do want to stay.
Yeah.
And y'all forget, we still got story time. Duh. After I go to the bathroom first. Yeah. That said, I was gonna be like, oh no, I don't want to leave Salem alone, and I forget that you literally do live streams like often.
No, yeah, you're good. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll handle everybody for a bit. We can all chat and have a little good time.
Yay. Kids, be nice to Salem. Okay. Take care of them. I swear. I'll know. I'll be asking them after the stream. You'll hear from me, and it'll be sadness. Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, I will talk to you in a minute.
Talk to you in a minute.
Let's. All right, hello everybody. Artistic Potato. Let's talk about driving. Oh, you want to talk about how terrible I am at it? Not my forte. Be nice to Salem, yes, Grandpa. Kai is mentally grandpa. I am physically grandpa. Maddie, how often do I stream? I stream usually about 3 times a week. I stream once on Monday over on YouTube, and then I stream twice over on Twitch. That's usually my schedule for the week. How am I? Have you drank water, Ash? Thank you so much. I am doing well, Ash. How are you? I'm very much enjoying getting to spend lots of time with all of you and with Kai here. And I have been drinking lots of tea and flavored water through the stream. I've probably had like 4 cups or so. So I am keeping hydrated. I hope you are as well. Salem, you can call me Milk or Woozy, whichever one you are comfortable with. Duly noted. Thank you so much, Milk. Bananarama, the sad threats. Silver quietly put Salem's stream schedule on the calendar. Over on my Twitter, which is just my same username as pretty much everywhere. It's just twitter.com/salemAudio. I have a schedule up there. Artistic potato, you know me. You know me too well. Plain water, I can't do it. It's not a vibe. It's not for me. There's a I forget who it is, but it's somebody on TikTok that I saw their video on Twitter of it was like a thing of them trying to convince themselves to drink water, and they just said something about like, if God wanted me to drink water, why did he make it taste so ugly? Something like that, and it was so funny. It was like a whole like minute-long video. It was very funny. Kaylee, thank you so much. Have I done sleep aid audio before? I've done a bit of sleep aid type audio. Let me see. I have as I said before, goldfish brain, and I cannot remember most of my audios and characters offhand. I have done yeah, like sleepy sounds, cuddly sounds, ear kissing, ear brushing, and then I do a lot of soft boy, monster boy type role plays. Fandom weirdo. I do a bit of gaming. I'm not much of a gamer, but I got really into Hades recently. All of the gods and the mythos and everything was so much fun. Lots and lots of fun. I got like really into it and started following some speedrunners for Hades, and like got my runs down to like about like the 9 or 10 minute mark because I just like hyper focused on it for like a month. But in general, not much of a gamer. But what about you guys? What are some of your favorite games? I would love to see what kind of stuff you guys enjoy. I saw some Bananarama said night Ashley. Ashley, if you are heading off and still here, have a good night. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and it was nice having you here to spend some time with. Let's see. Fika living in AZ. I should drink more water. Yeah, if you if you're in a climate like that, then you know plain water is probably a good idea. AZ is oof, this is rough. I used to have family there. I would visit every so often, and nothing like 116-degree summer day. Emmy, yeah. The video where lots of people found out about my tongue piercing. I've mentioned it in stream before, so it's nothing nothing secret. I've mentioned I have some tattoos and piercings and all, but so it's nothing I hide. I don't get too specific about it, but I think I did actually. I think that might have been the first audio I necessarily mentioned it in. Oh, Genshin and Minecraft Silver. Those are both. I think those are both really cool games because you can. There's a lot of people that play them, so it's easy to connect with people over them. I've been wanting to try Genshin lately. I'm really into a smaller gacha game called Omyoji. But man, Venti and Zhao really are trying to get me over to Genshin. I think some of my favorites would be like Venti, Zhao, Razor, Bennett. Those are some of the favorites that I've seen. And then just the even the main character, the main uh, like player character that you can choose. I love his design. I know there's the female version as well. And their designs are just they're so well done for like an MC. Did it hurt? For my piercing, it didn't hurt too badly. It was more the aftercare. It was a little rough, but I was on a soup diet for for quite a while. Oh, I'm so jealous of you, Ash. They all I love all of their designs. Um, and I love all of the art of like super like soon Zhao just being like soft. It's very cute. I think I might have to pick up the game to give it a try one of these days. Aether and Lumine, yeah. There's somebody else. Who is it that one of my friends is really into? Oh gosh, who is it? Let me see if I can browse their Twitter real quick and see if I can find who their character was. Like, you know, when you have somebody that you just like associate with a character so hard because they love them. That's like what has immediately happened with this Twitch streamer that I started watching like very recently. Who? Albedo? They're from Genshin, right? Yeah, I remember, and they have a very pretty design. Lots of top tier designs in Genshin. Tuesday waiting for her friends to return from Genshin hell. That's the gacha life, unfortunately. Gacha is a bit of a rabbit hole. There's a lot of rabbit holes. It's very easy to get pulled down into. I recently fallen very deep into the whole like VTuber scene. Lots and lots of fun, lots of really cool designs, lots of really interesting VTubers to watch. For those of you who are unfamiliar, it's like the people who have like animated like 2D or 3D characters that actually like talk and move and have like the face tracking and stuff. Oh man, I've found so many really cool chill VTubers that I've been enjoying watching lately. It's very much like Gotcha, just a rabbit hole you kind of jump down and so hard to escape from. Oh, Bananarama. Oh, you know how I feel about the Arcana. Love that game. Azra is a top tier character, and he's I'm pretty sure he is canonically non-binary, if I remember correctly, which is super great. Yeah, love, and just even just outside of that, they're just all the characters, Azra, Muriel, those are my faves. But the whole game is just so much fun. Bananarama, yeah. I actually just got a tarot deck in the mail the other day. I don't practice. I'm not like I don't necessarily believe in any of it or anything myself. It's just not for me is all. But I do very much appreciate like the art, and I enjoy collecting like card decks and stuff. A lot of fun.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back.
Sorry, I'm so painfully stupid.
Oh my god, no, you're not. What happened though?
Oh, no, you're not. What happened? I, okay, so like, I came back and then I sat down and I was like, wait, where's my big bottle of water? Like, I want to have my big bottle of water. How am I supposed to get through the night? I have a schedule I need to keep with how much water I drink. Where's my big bottle of water? And I was like looking around. I was like, did I like leave it in my parents' house like earlier today? And then I was like, oh no. And then I went over next door and I tried to get in the and I was like, oh shit, Nick's stirring because Nick has to sleep downstairs because of his back. I was like, no, I can't do that. And then I was like, am I sure I didn't leave it in my house? And I came back and I was looking around and I couldn't find it. And I was like, really distressed. I was like, where is this giant thing of water? I was like, no, it's definitely here because Tuesday asked me to drink water on the stream, and that's when I just slowly looked over at my computer desk, and there it was in plain sight on my computer desk. I'm gonna cry. My eyes are welling up. I'm not sure how I feel right now.
Oh no. Well, you found it. You've got it. That's the important part.
Pain. All I know is pain. I love you too, Nana. Just like the panic, and then sort of like, no, I definitely have it in my house because Tuesday asked me. The stream. I
no.
All I know is pain. But I'm back.
I thought you were gonna say you were like holding it in your hand the whole time.
That would have been a feat. Very impressive because Salem, I just need to like show you what I would have needed to have been holding the whole time. Like, where's my webcam? There it is. Salem, can you see this?
Oh,
I would have needed to be holding onto this.
Oh.
And
that is quite the water bottle.
Ain't it just? Lifting some weights, getting jacked.
It really does look like a weight.
It doesn't make it much better with the fact that it was on my like literally, it's like this giant bottle of water just sat right there, and I was like literally just over here, just like, oh god, where is it? I swear, Tuesday, the stream, and then just my heart shattered, broken, dead, at myself.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that's what I would have had to be carrying around. Does not make it that much better with the fact that I lost it in plain sight. Yeah, I know my object permanence is non-existent. I hate it. Thank you, Nana. I have 0 object permanence. It's a problem. ADHD object permanence go brr.
Yep.
But anyway, Caroline time. Y'all ready for Caroline? Nah, it's alright. Don't be sorry it happened. It was funny. Laugh or else I'll cry kind of deal.
It gave you a story.
Yes, exactly. Gotta have that little story to tell on my way back. Tuesday says, can't lose your water bottle if you've got like 4 around the house. Big brain. That is so true. The amount of times I've opened like so many different bottles of water, because I keep on losing the first one, only to like gradually find the open ones throughout the day. Oh well. Nana said, kind, please, not the sad threats again. Yes, I'm sorry, I had to threaten you with the sads, but I needed to make sure you were nice to my guests.
No, everybody was great. They were all very welcoming. It was nice getting to chat with everybody.
Yeah, they're usually very lovely. I've never known them not to be. Very, very lovely kiddos. Love y'all.
Yeah, you got a good community.
I do. I'm very thankful for it. As do you. Your community is so lovely. We've got lovely communities with lovely people. Makes me happy. Gives brain the serotonin chemical. Okay, let's see how well. Ooh, my thingy just went skew-if on me. There we go. Let's see how well my brain wants to connect words into speaking.
So you said you're reading a story now, right?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna be reading chapter 7 of Coraline.
Ah, exciting. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mute then, as not to interrupt you.
Okie dokie.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope you all enjoy. Okay. Wait, Kaylee says, Dad, can Uncle Salem come over next time? I'll see you on their next free. You might see me on their channel too. So, we'll sees. Okay. Caroline, chapter 7. Somewhere inside her, Caroline could feel a huge sob welling up, and then she stopped it before it came out. She took a deep breath and let it go. She put her hands out to touch the space in which she was imprisoned. It was the size of a broom closet, tall enough to stand in or to sit in, not wide enough or deep enough to lie down in. One wall was glass, and it felt cold to the touch. She went around the tiny room a second time, running her hands over every surface that she could reach, feeling for doorknobs or switches or concealed catches, some kind of way out, and found nothing. A spider scuttled over the back of her hand, and she choked back a shriek. But apart from the spider, she was alone in the closet, and in the pitch dark. And then her hand touched something that felt for all the world like somebody's cheek and lips, small and cold. And a voice whispered in her ear, "Hush and shush, say nothing, for the beldam might be listening." Caroline said nothing. She felt a cold hand touch her face, fingers running over it like the gentle beat of a moth's wings. Another voice, hesitant and so faint that Caroline wondered if she was imagining it. It said, art thou alive?" "Yes," whispered Caroline. "Poor child," said the first voice. "Who are you?" whispered Caroline. "Names, names, names," said another voice, all far away and lost. "The names are the first things to go, after the breath is gone and the beating of the heart. We keep our memories longer than our names. I still keep pictures in my mind of my governess on some May morning, carrying my hoop and stick, and the morning sun behind her, and the tulips bobbing in the breeze. But I have forgotten the name of my governess, and of the tulips too." "I don't think tulips have names," said Caroline. "They're just tulips." "Perhaps," said the voice sadly. "But I've always thought that these tulips must have had names. They're red and orange and red and orange and yellow, like the embers in the nursery of a fire's winter's morning. I remember them." The voice sounded so sad that Caroline could put out a hand to place where the voice was coming from, and she found a cold hand and squeezed it tightly. Her eyes were beginning to get used to the darkness. Now Caroline saw, or imagined she saw, 3 shapes, each as faint and as pale as the moon in the daytime sky. They were the shapes of children, about her size. The cold hand squeezed her hand back. "Thank you," said the voice. "Are you a girl?" asked Caroline. "Or a boy?" There was a small pause. "When I was small, I wore skirts and my hair was long and curled," it said doubtfully. "But now that you ask, it does seem to me that one day they took my skirts and gave me breeches and cut my hair." "'Tain't something we give a mind to," said the first of the voices. "A boy, perhaps, then," continued the one whose hand she was holding. "I believe I was once a boy." And it glowed a little more brightly in the darkness of the room behind the mirror. "What happened to you all?" asked Caroline. "How did you come here?" "She left us here," said one of the voices. "She stole our hearts, and she stole our souls, and she took our lives away, and she left us here, and she forgot about us in the dark." "You poor things," said Caroline. "How long have you been here?" "So very long a time," said a voice. "Aye, time beyond reckoning," said another voice. "I walked through the scullery door," said the voice of the one who thought it might be a boy, "and I found myself back in the parlour. But she was waiting for me. She told me she was my other mamma, but I never saw my true mamma again." "Flee," said the very first of the voices. Another girl, Caroline fancied. "Flee while there's still air in your lungs, and blood in your veins, and warmth in your heart. Flee while you still have your mind and your soul." "I'm not running away," said Caroline. "She has my parents. I came to get them back." "Ah, but she'll keep you here while the days turn to dust, and the leaves fall, and the years pass, one after the next, like the tick-tick-ticking of a clock." "No," said Caroline, "she won't." There was a silence. Then, in the room behind the mirror, "Pre-adventure," said a voice in the darkness. "If you could win your mama and your papa back from the beldam, you could also free our souls." "She has taken them?" asked Caroline, shocked. "Aye, and hidden them. That is why we could not leave here when we died. She kept us and fed on us until now we've nothing left of ourselves, only snake skins and spider husks. Find our secret hearts, young mistress." "And what will happen to you if I do?" asked Caroline. The voices said nothing. "And what is she going to do to me?" she said. The pale figures pulsed faintly. She could imagine that they were nothing more than after-images, like the glow left by a bright light in your eyes after the lights go out. "It doth not hurt," whispered one faint voice. "She will take your life and all you are and all you carest for, and she will leave you with nothing but mist and fog. She'll take your joy, and one day you'll awake and your heart and soul will have gone. A husk you'll be, a wisp you'll be, and a thing no more than a dream on waking, or a memory of something forgotten." "Hollow," whispered a third voice. "Hollow, hollow, hollow." "You must flee," sighed a voice faintly. "I don't think so," said Caroline. "I tried running away, and it didn't work. She just took my parents. Can you tell me how to get out of this room?" "If we knew, then we would tell you." "Poor things," said Caroline to herself. She sat down, she took off her sweater, and rolled it up, and put it behind her head as a pillow. "She won't keep me in the dark forever," said Caroline. "She brought me here to play games." "Games and challenges," the cat said. "I'm not much of a challenge here in the dark." She tried to get comfortable, twisting and bending herself to fit in the cramped space behind the mirror. Her stomach rumbled. She ate her last apple, taking the tiniest bites, making it last as long as she could. When she had finished, she was still hungry. Then an idea struck her, and she whispered, "When she comes to let me out, why don't you three come with me?" "We wish we could," they sighed to her in their barely there voices. "But she has our hearts in her keeping. Now we belong to the dark and to the empty places. The light would shrivel us and burn." "Oh," said Caroline. She closed her eyes, which made the darkness darker, and she rested her head on the rolled-up sweater, and she went to sleep. And, as she fell asleep, she thought she felt a ghost kiss her cheek tenderly, and a small voice whisper into her ear, a voice so faint that it was barely there at all, a gentle, wispy nothing of a voice, so hushed that Caroline could almost believe she was imagining it. "Look through the stone," it said to her, and then she slept. There you go. And that's the end of chapter 7. And I shall read the next one upon the end of the next stream. So there you go.
I love the little like story times you do to finish your streams up. They're such a nice like little like cozy vibe.
Thank you so much. I like the cozy vibe. I like the blanket feeling. I'm glad you enjoyed. Thank you. Oof. Okay. There you go. Ain't no worry, everybody. I feel like one of the few times when my voice is soft is when I'm reading something. Because I'm generally like a pretty I guess abrasive person, which I like having energy when talking to people, but also I wish I was more of a gentle person sometimes. But I guess that's also why I like reading, because it allows me to sort of like disappear into it and become a little bit softer. And
Yeah, I get that. I don't think abrasive is the word I would use for you at all, though. I think just energetic.
aw,
But I think that's also endearing.
aw, that made me really happy. Thank you. I usually feel very insecure about how loud I am, because I am very, very excitable, a lot of the time, especially contrast between someone who is a little softer spoken.
Don't worry. I have goblin mode as well.
I knew it.
I'm planning on doing a stream that might pull some of that out pretty soon too. So
Oh,
we'll
Pog.
see. There's a look. Sometimes you just go feral for cat boys.
That is so true.
There's a game that I had been watching somebody play on. You ever heard of a visual novel called Hustle Cat?
I have not, but I need this in my life, apparently.
It's a super cute, like it's all like about like magic and cat boys and stuff, and somebody I was watching recently played it, and I was just going feral for it.
Oh my goodness,
So.
that sounds so cool. Milk says, Kai, can you say nya? Nya? Neko ne. Nya.
Oh.
Y'all didn't see, but I even did like the little hand gesture thingies.
Hold on, I gotta switch headphones. My headphones just died.
Oh, okay.
It immediately started coming out of my monitors at like full blast.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Let me whisper for a little bit, so Salem can adjust.
Okay, there we go. Got it.
Okay, I don't need to whisper anymore. You good? You got it? Got it sorted?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay. Full blast. Yeah.
Bass rumble.
Oh, yeah. Neko ne.
The deepest nya you ever did hear.
Daisuki desu. Yeah. Konnichiwa.
Potato said, Salem, it's your turn to nya.
Do it, do it.
Nya.
Oh! No, thank you! I mean, aw.
I haven't actually done a Catboy audio in so long. I need to get back to it.
Do it again! Just the second you just like very softly just like nya, I just start screaming. At least I ducked away from my microphone. I have some semblance of self-awareness.
Oh my gosh.
Kai, volume hun. I know, I'm so bad at volume control. I feel really bad about it. See, I'm very insecure about how loud I am, because I forget, like, instantly. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna practice speaking a lot softer, and then the ADHD kicks in, and I'm just like, full volume, full blast, everyone's gonna have a problem with it now.
I'm gonna make it your problem.
I had to wake up this morning, and I'm gonna make it everyone's problem.
No, but like honestly, like it really is. I think one of those grass is always greener sort of things, because I watch a lot of like I watch some chaos streamers and some like wild energy people and stuff, and it's like a lot of the times I'll watch it and I'm like, oh man, I wish I could do a stream like that and have that much like energy and stuff. Like, you know, it's like I love the chill vibe streams and stuff, but the chaos streams also seem very fun.
Yeah.
And so it's really just one of those things. Like, I think it's always easy to see somebody doing something else. See somebody doing something else. Yeah, English.
I know exactly what you mean, though. It's like, well, as you said, grass is always greener. Kind of situation of just kind of like, I find this a lot with accents. Like, someone with one accent will really admire someone else with another accent, but not really be too fond of their own. And then the other person that they admire will admire the first person's accent, but not really be too fond of their own. Whereas all accents, I think, are really wonderful. I love accents. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I keep people on their toes unintentionally by sort of like, I'll kind of like go off on like a bit of a tangent, and then my voice will become a bit softer, and I'll be a little bit more gentle in the way that I speak about more of a serious situation or more of a situation that I'm quite passionate about, and then I'll get really excitable, and then I'll do something really I'll get really loud because I'm really excited about something that I'm talking about, and I get really enthusiastic. So it's just, I really do flip-flop without even realizing, like 0 to 100.
Yeah.
I feel really bad about it. Sai says, how I desperately wish to have a sexy British accent. Me too. Me too, Sai. I don't know what my accent is, but it flip-flops. That is the joy of having a mum that grew up in America and a self that grew up in England, and also the majority of media is American because of TV shows and movies and YouTubers and things like that.
It's okay. I'm from California, so my accent is just saying dude a lot.
I love
So my
that.
accent is just dude. Bruh.
I often just say dude and bruh. I have an everything accent, I think, at this point. I just kind of adopt things without even realizing. Yeah, Sai, my accent is very much a mixed accent. Two says, I don't want to have a British accent, I'd have to change my name to Tuesday. It's funny because even I don't say choose. Like, I've heard British people say, like, Tuesday, tuna, instead of, like, tuna, like tuna fish, and things like that. It's always sounded so funny to me. So, nah, I've never, um, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I've never pronounced things like that. Usually if I don't like the way that something is pronounced, I will pronounce it a different way. I don't give a shit about what I'm supposed to be sticking to. It's like, nah, I don't really like how that's pronounced. I'm gonna change it. My words don't work good most of the time anyway, so it's a miracle that people can understand what I say, which is hilarious because I say a lot of things on YouTube, funnily enough.
I know it's always funny when people like bring that up. It's like, but don't you
Yes,
make a
and
video
what about it?
for half an hour? And it's like, well, yeah, but I can script what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. It's ironic though, because like I really struggle with putting reading words to speaking words. So the amount of times that I've had to record and re-record and re-record and re-record lines that I trip over whenever I'm reading a script. Like I'm not adverse to scripts. Like obviously, if I was collabing with someone, I would want there to be a script because it's something to follow, some semblance of like organization that I need for that. Obviously, but wait, brain. Do okay. I
Child.
just like get off the phone. I'm using the internet. Oh god, wait, no, I'm aging again. Never mind. Screw it. Screw that. I did not say anything. Chat, don't. Shh. Okay.
Don't worry, I got you, and I didn't even think twice about it.
Thank you, Salem. This is why you're here. I just need you here to like relate with you and not feel so old anymore.
Get the absolutely ancient references.
Yeah, please. God damn it! Why'd you pick up the phone? I told you I was on the internet. Get off the internet! I need to call your grandma. Anyway, I tend to do better with not tripping over my words when I'm improvising, which is so strange because it doesn't make sense. Like, you'd think that you'd have a lot more, like, and ns and when you're, like, improvising, but no, I'm actually way better when I'm improvising and recording. What the fuck's up with that? Like,
Yeah, see, for me, improv is just tough because I like to plan out a lot. I need to think. So
okay.
it's easier for me to read later
Yeah.
than come up with stuff on the spot.
Yeah. That's alright too though. Like I think it's so much like it's so admirable to be able to just like read scripts for like fine. Like my executive dysfunction kicks the fuck off if I'm like, okay, I need to like read a script out loud. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be here for 4 hours.
different styles just work better for
Yeah.
different. That's all.
But that's the thing of like I love doing improv because it feels very as Sai just said that Sai loves like my improv audios saying that they're so natural feeling. Thank you, by the way. That's what I also like about them is that they do feel very natural. And that's what I want to achieve from an audio that I do. I want it to sound like an actual human person or non-human person, whichever audio I am doing, is talking to you. Natural human person. Sorry, Marwin. But sorry, Marwin. Sorry, Milo. Both the non-human characters have names beginning with M. Is that going to be a thing? Probably not. Let's move on. Yeah, no, I definitely do a lot better with improv, but also at the same time, I prefer knowing what I'm supposed to be saying, and that way you don't have to worry about continuity errors or anything like that. It's not really been an issue for me, but also it's that like low-key anxiety, and it also requires brain power, so it's like, ugh, you know?
Yeah.
Nah, oh well. Sai said Marwin can be human though he can grow legs. That's true, but he's not necessarily human so much as visually a human, you know? He's still like a siren, but like a funky siren. Funky. How that
I
works?
also
Who knows? Magic, eh?
I like Pika's comment of Mom said it was my turn with the internet bandwidth and how true that actually used to be.
Yeah, that's true. God forbid you have more than one computer in the house.
Oh, that was a different time.
Remember that. I am so glad that computers are what they are today. Because I remember what they used to be, and oof. Remember the start of Internet 2.0? What a time.
Yeah, I just remember like having to download your internet from the AOL CDs that you
Yeah,
got.
you got the CDs and the magazines.
Sounds so ancient.
Oh god. Oh god, my bones. My bones hurt. Sorry.
Like I don't know if this was an internet provider that that you guys had over there as well, but I don't know where you were at what time, but are you familiar with Juno?
Rings a bell. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I've
Yes.
interacted with it because like I used the internet a lot like when it came with the CDs when I was like a young child. Um, so I remember it, but nothing like specific.
Gotcha. Yeah, they were another internet provider. I think they're actually still around,
Hmm.
but they were actually they must still be around because I remember I at an old job I had to take emails from people.
Huh.
And once in like the 4 years that I worked at this job, I took somebody, I got a Juno email from somebody, and I was like,
Hmm.
"What? You
Dang.
still have it?" I was like, "I have my AOL email.
Jesus
How,
Christ.
how do you have this?
That's a
This is a
gem.
rep."
It's funny because everyone's being sort of like, Gen Z this, Gen Z that. I'm a Gen Z. I was born in 1998. I literally class as a Gen Z. I'm the same generation as my 11-year-old brother, and I'm not sure how to feel about that.
They said I thought I was old, but God, I'm not following anything. Don't worry, Juno. Don't worry, Juno. Jesus.
You're Gino now, Tuesday.
Uh, I am I'm, as I said before, I am closer to 30 than I am to 20. So,
Wait, are you, does that make you a millennial?
oh yeah, I'm definitely a millennial.
Old. Sorry, you're not that old. You're really not that old.
No, I was born in the former half of the 90s. So.
And I was born like right at the tail end, 98. I was a toddler when. Never mind. Shouldn't talk about tragic world events.
Oh gosh. Oh.
You know what I'm talking about anyway. It's too late now. And I was around the area too. But anyway, um, I remember wanting to like the Zelda games. I got the Zelda games. I played the Zelda games. Never completed one. Just because, I don't know, my brain doesn't work in that way. And I've talked about this with people before, about like your brain needs to work in a very particular way in order to complete a Zelda game. Because like, it's just, I guess it's kind of like the difference between having a maths brain and an English brain in school. Like, I'm not saying it's one team or the other. It's like that kind of contrast. Like it doesn't make you any like worse or better. It's just like you have that like brain capacity, I guess.
Yeah, I had the same experience with the Legend of Zelda games. I think I've played Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, what is the I've played Breath of the Wild. I have not completed a single one.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel ya.
I wanted to like the games, and I do like the games. I like the idea of the games the most, though. I've got to say.
Yeah, for me at least, open world stuff is kind of difficult.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel that.
I prefer more stuff that kind of streamlines me along the plot more.
Same. Like it's low key stressful to sort of like feel worried about getting lost. Like I love both. I love I love linear games and I love open world games. Um but I guess I have to really love the open world game, and it's not necessarily like I'll play an open world game for the sake of it being an open world. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah,
When I'm
yeah.
not too stressed about tasks per se, and I can just kind of like vibe and amble around, I love that. Like, there's things to do, obviously, because it's a game. But I prefer like not having to complete task A, B, and C in order to progress if it's an open world game, because then it's like, oh god, I have to like find my way to B and then get to C, otherwise I'll be stuck here not doing anything. I like when you can kind of pick and choose the tasks that you do, so you don't need to worry about being lost. Um, but yeah, I feel like Majora's Mask was both my favorite Zelda game, whilst also being the Zelda game that I struggled with the most.
Mm.
Don't even ask. um, but anyway, I said like forever ago that I was gonna wrap up the stream, and I did actually make it to over 3 hours, which was the goal. So I didn't think I'd make it. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna end the stream early. I feel so bad, and I made it to 3 hours anyway. So all because I reminisced about how old I am and we are. um, but
Well,
yes, any
I know
any parting words, guys? Any parting words, Salem?
nothing.
Fair, fair.
Nothing for me. I think I'm good.
Beautifully said. Thank you.
I think the thing that I would have wanted to have said, I was reminded about the Raven cycle earlier by wonderful Edelweiss. So I think I've checked all of my boxes.
I've checked all of my boxes, they say, ticking a singular box.
Checking one singular box.
Fair enough. That's me with a lot of things most of the time. Just like, okay, what have I achieved today? This single thing. Great. Okay, time to go back to bed. um. All right, guys. Anyone else want to say a thing or two? Maybe even three if you're feeling a bit cheeky. Aw, love you guys. You're all so sweet.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for coming and spending some time with us. It was very nice getting to meet some new people. I don't I haven't seen a lot of your names before, so it was nice getting to meet all of you, say hello, learn a little bit about you. Thank you for coming and spending some time with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for lending your time, Salem. It is always a joy to talk to you, and it's been so great to be able to have you on my stream. It's like finally having a friend come over to your house when you've been
know.
meaning to have them over for like 3 years.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for inviting me over.
Of course. It's great hanging with you, babe. Oh my god. You
If
should
you
come
don't
over
do,
more.
I know. I hope so. I hope we can stream together more often. I
Oh,
think
that'd be
now,
so lovely.
once you finally do something like the first time, it's like fine. It's like easier.
Yeah. Exactly. Literally, it's
So
low key full circle. I talked about that with like my stage fright. I did that big performance, and then I was just like, okay, I no longer get stage fright. That's strange, but let's roll with it. Or like when you've
yeah,
been procrastinating for ages, you finally finish one project, and then you can do like 10 million others.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely. And it'd be super duper cool to join you on one of your streams. Come over to your house one day.
Sure. Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. I think all of the people over in the community I've got over there would really enjoy having you and getting to meet you. I'm sure plenty of them are familiar with you already. But
Aw. I will try to practice toning down my energy a little bit because I don't want people to like. It's all well and good being insecure on my own stream because people are used to me being loud. But I would hate to like go into like your stream and then like, cause like obviously I know that you don't mind my energy, but also people that usually join your streams are very accustomed to your energy, which is quite subdued. Like, cause I've just kind of like sat whenever I've been like really overwhelmed or like having a manic episode or anything like that, I'll like be like, oh my god, I'm vibing, I'm happy, but also if I continue with this manic episode, I'm gonna burn myself into the ground. Salem's streaming, oh thank god. And I'll click on one of your streams and I'll just be like sitting. Sometimes I won't really like say anything because like I don't know, I don't want to like get too like I don't know, invasive in the stream or anything like that, but sometimes I'll just kind of like vibe for like an hour or so,
Oh no, yeah.
and it'll really like calm me down. So
I totally get that. I'm a natural lurker, so I feel you.
yeah, sometimes I just want to like poke my head in and be like, ah, okay. But like having to say bye and like deal with like that normal human interaction thing that you need to do when you make your presence known. No, thank you, not right now. but, but it's always a joy to be able to like catch one of your streams and just like vibe. But that said, because your streams do tend to have this very calming aura about them, I don't want people that are very accustomed with that to be bombarded with my energies, so I'll try and practice toning down my energy a little bit.
No. You're good. I'm excited to have you exactly as you are.
Why did that almost make me cry? Not me just instantly getting really emotional. Why did that hit?
My God.
Thank you. Kaya cries on stream, ASMR, gender neutral. Not clickbait, police called gone wrong.
Oh my gosh.
I just worked out my... What is the tummy muscles called? Abs, those things. But yes. Someone asked for a ladder before this ends? A ladder? Must ship it. No. Me and Salem we're just friends. We're just buds.
Yeah.
I love my friends so very much, and I will tell them that all day, every day. And whilst I love them very deeply, it is always very much platonic.
Always remember, platonic relationships can be just as important and meaningful as any kind of romantic relationship.
They are. I highly value them, and I encourage everyone to value them just as much as romantic relationships. They can be incredibly fulfilling. And if they're not, find new friends. Love your friends. Give your friends whatever form of physical contact that they do like, and if they don't like it, then give them a nice smile. Fuck yeah. But yeah.
Well, do you mind if I invite people over to a little stream I might be doing later if they're
Oh yeah.
interested?
Go on ahead. Like sure, go ahead.
Just if any of you want to hang out later, because Kai's got to get some sleep. I know it's late for you, right?
Both of you to assume I'll be sleeping, but I mean, yeah.
But I hope you're able to get some rest.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely rest. I did, to be fair, I did wake up at like 4 p.m. Extremely disoriented.
You're kind of on that nocturnal schedule then.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm in the early bird nocturnal schedule. So like waking up at 4 p.m. is early for the nocturnal schedule, but it's still classes, you know? Because I'm wide awake throughout the night.
Yeah, I feel that. Gosh, I wish I could get back on that schedule.
There's something very nice about it. Like the world is yours, you know, kind of vibe.
Yeah, I totally, yeah.
But anyway.
Like 4 nobody else is around.
Yeah, I remember I used to go on like a 2 hour jog every morning at 5 a.m. I used to wake up at 4 a.m., get myself a cup of coffee, put my running shoes on, and out I went. And God knows how the fuck I did that. But anyway.
Yeah, I used to have friends. We would walk to like the donut shops and stuff that all open up at like crack of dawn and
Oh,
everything. We
that's
would
so
go walk
lovely.
and get donuts in the morning, and
Oh,
we
I
go
love
home and
that. Oh, that's so
yeah.
lovely. I love shit like that so much. Like, I don't like waking up super early, but I love being awake super early. I love, like, going out as
Sorry.
the world is waking up, you know?
Yeah.
That's always really magical to me. But anyway, yes, Salem streaming soon, yes?
Oh yeah. So I was thinking later, just on the mention of cat boys from earlier. Um, I may be doing a little Catboy visual novel stream over on my Twitch later tonight.
How many hours from now, roughly, would you say?
Probably, honestly, probably it's. I don't want it to get too late for me, so it'll probably be about an hour after this wraps up.
Okie dokie. Okay.
Gonna do some. Gonna stream some Catboys over. It's just
You heard it here first,
twitch.tv.
folks.
And
Yes, usually post your links on Twitter, don't you?
I do.
Yes.
And you all have been very, very lovely to hang out with, and I've enjoyed getting to, like I said, talk with y'all and see y'all in the chat and everything. Like I said, Kai, you've got a really fantastic community here. So
Thank you. I love them all very much. They're very, very wonderful people that I'm so glad to be able to know, to interact with. It's a really beautiful, wonderful thing. And I'm glad to have you in my life too, dude. Like,
yeah,
it's been
I know
lovely having you here.
Yeah, I know we don't always get to talk super often just because life is as it is.
We do be
But
those bitches, though. It be like
yeah.
that. I get it. Like, but at least we both get it.
Yeah. I always appreciate every opportunity I have to get to talk with you, and
Same with you. It's always like a little spark of sunshine in my day.
yeah, always nice.
Or night, knowing me
So,
and us.
very true.
Yeah.
But thank you so much again for inviting me and for hanging out. I had a really good time today.
Of course, I'm so glad. I'm so very glad. It's like I feel like a house host. Like I've invited you in and offered you a cup of tea, and I'm glad you've enjoyed your time.
Well, it's been a wonderful cup of tea, so thank you so much.
I'm very glad to hear it. Of course, anytime, literally anytime. Hit me up whenever. Maybe not literally anytime because like I sleep surprisingly a lot, but most of the time it's all good. But yes, thank you all for coming, and good night. Studio
Right.
audience
Bye,
claps. Bye everyone. Love you all. Thank you yet again. Mwah!
Thank you.
There we go. Stream